know,
Yeah,
not much I can do about that.
It's all good.
And are we live?
We're live?
I guess we are. You can't even see my face. God damn, I hate that lighting.
It's all good.
All right, well, can't really do shit. I want to see if we're actually...
Curious to know if there's anyone watching.
No. Okay. We are live. Okay. I just want to make sure it was working right.
All right, good.
All right, well, welcome to the stream.
Welcome to the stream.
No one's here. But I mean, I guess for the people who can watch on YouTube, I freaking hate. Or what if I stand on this side? Let's see if that. Right. Does that work at all?
Yeah. Okay. Looks like we have a comment from someone.
All right. Who is that? Can we see your Thomas HO? Yep, we can.
Yeah. Who's it by?
So it is by Normal Thomas Fan. Hello, Lucas.
Hello.
Okay, now we're getting people. All right. We are getting people now. Okay. Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm here with Terrence.
We didn't have a proper introduction, but yes.
No, we are like, what, 10 minutes late?
Yes.
Yeah, he eats like a bird.
Yeah, he's quite slow. Sorry about that, folks. But yes, I am TerenceTheTractor525.
Yes.
This is Gordonpacific04, his YouTube channel. Welcome to the live stream.
Hello.
And I am, officially in someone else's home.
Yeah.
Sorry for my lack of activity for those of you who keep DMing me on Instagram and Twitter, but just so you can see, I'm not dead. I am here, still in the flesh.
Yeah, you're dead. Your channel's dead, man. You're not coming back.
You know.
Okay, let me.
I see what you just did there.
Okay. Actually, stand where I'm standing, maybe, because you're.
Me?
Yeah.
All right. See, this is my stream now, guys. See, I'm running this now. What's up?
That actually works.
And remind me again, this is your lens right here?
Yes. Okay. That right there is my lens.
Terrific.
So let's see what people are saying. Can we see your Thomas HO? Your layout is amazing. Thank you, guys. Just takes 5 face reveal. You've done a face reveal before. You've been on stream before.
Me?
Well, no, wait, actually, no, face reveal for you.
For me? Oh no, I've done it.
No, and you're on Trainwheel too.
Yes, so. I'm Christian B from Trainwheel TV. For those of you who aren't familiar with that, so check out Thomas Tuesday. We have a stream once a month on Tuesdays.
Terrence, where's your new layout tour?
Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
I
promise it's coming.
I guess what we want to accomplish with the stream, we obviously want to run some trains.
Yes.
I also have a package that just got delivered today. I don't have any tape, so I just like spray painted the. I don't want people to see my shit.
You know, we take the unorthodox approach to things.
Yeah.
All right, so
if you just want to read the chat for me, see what's coming up.
Got your little X-Acto knife. Nice.
Yep. My grandpa's actually.
Nice.
Paper in here. Okay, so first thing we pull out. Oh. It's Origin James. He will be in Soda Between the Lines. Not exactly in this livery, though.
Yeah.
What else we got? We have NWR Rosie. We also have a Gordon's Gordon's brake coach. I have 2 composite coaches. I do not have a brake coach yet. We have Old Spiteful.
Fantastic. Check out episode 9 if you haven't. It's a few years old now, but
dude, I honestly kind of hate my long hair because I look down and it's just in my face, and then I come back, it's just in my face again. So I got it.
Dude, do the hair flip. You know, you make my friend John proud. If he's on the stream, Thomas J219.
Is he there?
Is he here?
I don't know.
Shout out to him. He said he was going to tune in at some point. So you know, keep me proud.
Normal Thomas Fan says episode 12 of TSS.
What about it? When is it coming out?
Yeah, pretty much, I guess.
It's in the works. It's coming. I promise, guys. I haven't neglected it entirely. It's just I've been very busy with life. That's all.
I also got 2 more museum coaches. So now that makes 4.
Cool.
Then I have 2 more things. I actually forget what this is.
It's like an arrow gauge.
Oh, it's a red brake van. I wanted to get a blue one as well, but money. And then I got a storage shed too.
Excellent.
It's getting discontinued.
Folks, get your resin buildings. They are now discontinued and are getting harder and harder to find as the days go on. Please, please, please get them.
Now, I did find this at a hobby shop that's like 30 minutes away from me, but it was like $35. This is like, I mean, granted, that might be the best price you find them for, but on Nicholas Smith trains, this was like $17. Granted, it was at a discount, but that's still like $20.
Well, let's see. How many viewers do we have watching?
We have
6 or 7 people.
6 or 7. All right, that's pretty good.
Cool.
As long as there's people here, so I'm not talking.
All right, folks, spread the word that TerenceTheTractor525 is not dead, nor is Gordonpacific04.
No, I just posted a video, so I can't be dead.
Yeah.
So people didn't care about me until I just uploaded the first episode of Sorta Between the Lines.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, to everybody who saw that, thank you so much, because the response to that has just been amazing. Like everybody was saying really nice things in the comments, and it's a great feeling. It really is. It was flagged as made for kids, which pissed me off, but I was able to get that knocked off pretty quickly, and yeah.
Go forward.
I want to. If you want to help me open some of this stuff,
sure.
Yeah.
No worries. All right.
Let's see if there's like
start with the good old Spiteful breakdown.
Yeah.
Got to go through the pain of these blister packs,
I hate
but
these blister packs so much.
It's just what it is,
I got excited for when they revealed Bo. When they had the clamshell on it, or not the clamshell, but they wouldn't have the blister pack. But yeah, unfortunately, he's still in the
blister pack.
This is really cool. I'm gonna put this breakdown next to
And also, we should be keeping an eye on the chat in case there are any inquiries. But
people just saying hello.
Oh, hello. All right, excellent.
A Normal Thomas fan has been waiting for 2 years for the new episode of TSS.
Oh, okay. It's coming, guys. I promise. I apologize for the delay. It's just life gets in the way. Nothing more to say about that. Nice.
It's a little bigger than the. I was just comparing the narrow gauge breakdown to this is the
There he is, guys.
There he is. Nice.
Just gonna put him up to the camera. Season 2 accuracy right there, folks.
Essential.
Doesn't get much better than that as far as face sculpts are concerned. I think this might, in fact, be Bachman's most accurate face sculpt.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah. The fact that this came out in 2018?
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah. Sounds like something's loose in there.
I think it's just the axles rattling about. They do feel kind of loose though. I was just comparing the narrow gauge breakdown because this was the earlier.
Oh yeah. I've never seen one of these.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's a flat finish. Interesting, because usually we probably know, the Bachman stuff usually has a gloss finish. This is more of a flat finish.
And then these are the open wagons. Oh. If you want to take a look at those.
You scored these for a good price, didn't you?
Yeah, it was those two open wagons, that van, and then I call it Cora right here because it's basically Cora from the Railway series.
Yeah.
All for $40, and that's when they were like what, 35 each.
Yeah,
which is ridiculous for like reused toolings.
Yeah, gotta start somewhere though, I suppose.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, it does have the Pico, excuse me, Pico name at the bottom there. So.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, right there. Never noticed that.
It does say Pico on the bottom.
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
I never noticed that. Made in England.
Mm-hmm.
It says Pico, but in Bachman on the top as well.
Yeah.
Oh, the brake thing popped off.
Oh well.
Let me see if I can find another X-Acto knife.
All right.
I can keep my chat entertained.
All right, everyone. This is now officially the TerenceTheTractor525 stream. All right. He left, so I'm taking over his channel. I'm taking over everything. This whole layout's going with me. So, that's just how it goes. All right. Let's take a look at how we're doing, though. Someone said, hold up, send Terrence. We're sending backup. Well,
what did he say?
He said, hold up, Terrence. We're sending backup.
Okay. So. You opening Rosie now?
Yeah.
Awesome.
This is a model I've yet to own, but I do admire the paint scheme, I will say.
My only problem with the new, I actually, I really, because red's my favorite color. I actually really like the red Rosie.
Yeah.
This is gonna sound really nitpicky. I do not like the font of her 37 and NWR, and I don't really like how she has NWR on her either. Because that's sort of my pet peeve. When like everything has NWR like plastered over it. I don't know why, but I guess just because no one has ever had it. Like I guess Entrance, because Entrance number 1 through 7 never had it, and now they're like it's what Rosie and Rebecca have it now. So that's just kind of something that bothers me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Is the audio okay, by the way, guys?
Yeah.
Did Gordonpacific04 kidnap you? Yeah, he's getting let out right now. But his cage is downstairs, so he'll go back in there by the end of the night. So
talking about me?
Yeah.
For your information, I'm 5 years older than that guy. You think he can kidnap me?
It doesn't look like it.
Hey, gotta blame God, He made me who I am. So.
Oh my God. I'll show you.
So
I was having problems.
red rose already on the flesh, folks. So
I was having
good
problems
look at that.
running the narrow gauge earlier because there's a few sections where I like did not solder the Pecco track does not have I had to use HO scale joiners because I did not have the Pecco ones.
Oh, okay. For the narrow gauge track, you're saying?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I did the same exact thing. Did you have to solder those connections?
I did. It's kind of a rough job though, and sometimes they do rail.
Okay. Let's see.
And I have very shaky hands as well. So
gotcha.
Actually, kind of want to take a look at Rosie. I haven't even had a look at her yet. It's really nice. So what I'm eventually going to do is I'm actually going to rub off the lettering and numbering on her and put a BR crust on her, which I think would be pretty cool because it's pretty close to BR maroon.
Yeah.
You really like that.
Cool. All right. Hope you'll get these coaches next.
Yep. Whatever you feel like, man. Just all needs to get open.
Let's do it. Any new viewers in the chat there? Okay. Can you post on those questions?
How's your N scale bench work?
Mine specifically?
Yes.
It's coming along, folks. Yeah, I know I haven't posted an update video on that because now that it's summertime, my semester's over. I'm back in New York, and my friend Ben and I back at school or at the university there, we both got increasingly busy as the semester went on with just commitments as far as work is concerned. So there will be an update video once I return in the fall, but stay tuned. All right, it is coming along though. Scenery's been done well. For those of you who aren't familiar with Train World Thomas Tuesday, for a third update from that second update video, just check out that March 2024 live stream. That's when we did go do a little tour of the update of the layout. So if you are curious, just check that out. All right.
It's actually a little smaller than I expected it.
Yeah. Still quality product.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Yeah. I highly encourage you folks to get the resin buildings if you don't have any. All right.
Excuse me.
Jesus Christ, is that how you sneeze?
No. Actually, looks pretty good right there. Here we go. With Trevor in it. A little too bit, but there we go. Are you selling your old Knapford station?
Mine. This is on my
yes. Everyone's talking about you, not about me, man.
Guys,
might as well be your stream.
This is not my stream; it's his stream. I know I haven't done one, so they're trying to get through to me. But folks,
tie my hair up.
Okay, so you're going sumo wrestler mode.
Yes.
Okay. As far as the old Knapford station, well, I did use the canopies from the old Knapford station, so unfortunately, whatever's left really is just the platforms and the old Bachman supports. So for any of you who are interested in that kind of stuff, you can DM me on either Instagram or Twitter. We can definitely negotiate some sort of price, because I'd be happy to give those out because they're really just sitting underneath the workbench as of now. But as far as the canopies are concerned, I did actually use all those for the new updated Knapford station. So again, if you want parts, you're more than welcome to negotiate with me.
I felt like you could use those platforms for something, though.
I could. I've thought about it, but, the layout's getting quite crowded down there. Yeah. So, like I said, folks, if you are interested, just shoot me a DM on either Instagram or Twitter, and we'll work something out. All right.
How about $532? That sounds pretty good for just the platforms.
$532?
Yeah.
God. Like I said, DM me.
Yeah, that's right. Because Knapford Station got discontinued, didn't it?
It did.
So that's why people did.
And that's something they really should bring back, considering they brought back Kidman. So.
Yeah. Didn't they? It's weird that didn't they discontinue the expansion packs for the timber sheds as well?
Yeah.
It's not in the catalog.
Yeah, they did. Doug did say on Thomas Tuesday that it is coming out of the line. So we can only assume that that's the case, but hopefully they'll bring that back at some point.
Let's get James out here.
And those of you watching the stream, please spread the word that we are live. We will probably be live for at least the next hour or so, hopefully. Yeah. So please spread the word to your close group friends. Enjoy adding people to the stream. So
here's Black James. I really like the finish. I will say I just don't. The only thing I like the red lining on the back. I do not like the 2D lamp. I will probably cover up with that with the 3D printed one. The Salty has that too. The 2D lamp.
Yeah.
It's just painted on.
These corners are the worst.
This one's a little bit sharper. If you want
All right,
to try that one.
So I don't destroy your knife there.
Yeah, I will probably get rid of all the rolling stock boxes. I like keeping the engine boxes.
Yeah.
The rolling stock is just I used to be like obsessed with keeping these boxes.
No, the rolling stock boxes you can say see ya. See ya. Playboy Cardi. If anybody watch Playboy Cardi, the rapper. See ya.
Great coach.
Gotcha, dude. Can't get this open. I'm like Julius Randle at the 3-point line. For those of you who watch basketball.
Not me. I'm not supposed to.
Yeah. God. Some more shots.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. The Express coach. All right. Okay. Hello. Can you do episode 2 of Small Beginnings? And you talk about soda between the lines. So yeah, that episode 2 I will definitely do at some point. Next 2 weeks I'll be pretty busy, so I probably won't be done until after that. So I want to shoot for maybe like between 1 to 2 months. I want to say it will be out, but I do have plans to extend the layout to go like all around me right here. So yeah, I'll have to, because it'll require like a station and sheds and stuff, and I want to have a more permanent setup for that. Everybody, the guy with the coolest soda layout is doing a stream with the guy who made episode 1 of Soda Reading Between the Lines. Roll up, see the stream. Appreciate that.
Like I said, folks, please retweet on Twitter, share it in your stories on Instagram. We will be live for at least the next hour or so. So please tune in. And you're going to save this on your YouTube channel too?
Yeah, it'll be.
Okay, good.
It should. I'm not sure if it's going to be saved after this.
It should.
It should save?
Yeah, you can it'll probably be unlisted, and then you can set it as public. If you
Okay.
So at least that's my experience with these streams. So. All right.
So is that it? Awesome.
And you said you keep the inserts?
No, I just want to toss.
You toss all them?
Yeah. The engine boxes I want to save though. So okay. Rosie and Rosie.
Gotcha. Let's see. This is probably Rosie right here.
No, this is it.
Oh, that's Rosie.
Yeah. Okay. So keep this.
Right, good.
And you can just kind of toss those to the side.
Sounds good.
Yeah. There we go.
What did you title this, by the way? Stream with TerenceTheTractor525 or something like that?
No, I titled it The Great TerenceTheTractor525 and Gordonpacific04 live stream adventure thing.
Oh, that's great, dude. That's great.
I'll toss that out too. Like I said, I used to be really obsessed with saving boxes, but when it comes to rolling stock, see, I'm kind of torn on whether I want to see
save that.
Save the resin building.
No, save that. Yeah, definitely.
Because like here's the thing, because my mindset about boxes is that I like, especially with Thomas boxes, I just like looking at them, and a lot of them have been destroyed because most people just throw them out. So that's why I kept the Mayflower station box.
Yeah.
Down there.
Well,
so.
In my opinion, any resin building box you should save because those are quality pieces. They're discontinued.
Yeah.
Those blister packs on the other hand,
and they have
put them to the curb.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And they do have probably a higher resale value.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I guess. Also, this goated Chad right here, who he went to Japan and got me a Diapet Gordon, which I'm very happy about.
That's right.
And this is like a deck of playing cards.
Yeah.
And a play rail catalog, which is pretty cool. What's this? And
it's pre-Boba era.
Pre-Boba era.
Yes.
Okay, that's even better.
Yeah, no Nia, no Rebecca, none of that. All engines go garbage.
Let's go on a big world adventure. Let's go.
The good stuff, folks.
With Thomas and his friends.
I
guess we should start
I came here thinking that we were going to have a nice interaction, but after that, I'm thinking about just leaving.
Nah, Nia and Rebecca are my favorite characters.
Oh my God.
Just kidding.
All right, folks. We are going to have a little bit of a running session soon.
So, I guess we should test them first.
Sounds good.
Probably. Here's a little sneak peek. This is GNR, Great Northern Railway Gordon. I made him using a Flying Scotsman and a tender from an old B1. As you can see, I added GNR number transfers, and then his running number 1469.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So I gotta glue his handrail down because it keeps sliding off.
So is the idea with that, Gordon, to be based on what do you call it? The A0? You know what I'm saying?
The
Like,
A1?
Well, there's the A1, but didn't some, I think like Sparkshot, for instance, or Knuckles, call the original Gordon the A0 since the cylinders were a different shape and the tender were a different shape?
The thing is that in my headcanon, Gordon is just straight up an A1.
Okay.
I don't write like his whole like this idea that he was just like some, he was the experimental prototype and
right.
Stuff like that. So and it's also something that's like kind of pointless in the grand scheme of things. Like it doesn't really matter if it happened or not.
Interesting. Yeah.
I also kind of want to look more similar to Flying Scotsman as well. He will also be in the same episode that he will be in. Won't be next episode. It'll be episode 3 probably.
Drop it. He's encouraging you to drop that model.
No.
Yeah. Maybe he'll drop it, but you have to pay for the repairs.
Yeah.
How about that?
How about that? I just want to test to make sure they work. Track's probably gonna clean this one.
Oh, good. And remind me, this is Atlas Code 100. Atlas Code 100.
There's some Hornby, some Atlas.
Oh, okay.
So this outer one is Hornby. This is Atlas on the inside.
Cool. This really came out nice.
I will probably run Gordon a little bit later. So. But I want to run Rosie and James for a little bit, just so they kind of get used to the layout.
Looking good. Now, do you eventually plan to put this on a hill?
Yeah, I got to build that up still.
Okay.
Because it's all the wires and stuff are in the back.
Yeah. Definitely encourage that.
Just kind of have them run themselves for a while.
Yeah, and the good thing about these later Bachman models, you notice, is that they're smooth right out of the box. I remember back in the old days, some of the models like James Gordon, you had to really break them in.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever
Rosie's really smooth. James doing okay. But like my old James from like 2002, oh, he's ugly, man.
He's ugly.
Still going around. There we go. Let's get some coaches.
All right, folks. Who's watching right now? Hey, Ty, how you doing? Cyberverse Trains. How you doing, man?
Who is it?
Cyberverse Trains. Just someone I've interacted with on Twitter. So, I think it was more so Instagram actually. So,
okay, where did the other museum coaches go? Here they are.
So do you now have all 8 resin buildings?
No, so I'm missing the one I really want is the Brendan Warehouse.
Gotcha, that's the one.
And then is there anyone? I want the Black Lock Folly as well.
Okay, and then
that's why I don't
have. You have the engine shed?
I do not have the engine shed. That's one I really want to get as well.
Oh, this is nice. This is Hornby, right?
That's Hornby, yeah. So that I actually got that when Hatton's closed down, which I was really depressed about.
Gotcha.
I got that one, and then the little hut that's by Lower Tidmouth over there.
Yeah, so it's really nice.
I think I got it for like 15 pounds.
Gotcha. And this was a later release, right, by Hornby?
Yeah.
For resin
yeah. I think Hatton's had a bunch of those when they were closing down. So
good. Resin buildings, I love them. And you can tell when it's resin. A lot of times you can tell when it's resin. Just the quality, man. This one too, right?
Yes.
Right here.
That's also Hornby. I bought those together.
Gotcha. They're pre-weathered. They're weighty. Telling you, bro. Bachman's got to bring this back.
And then the platforms are from the Hornby Harry Potter line as well.
Gotcha.
Those are kind of weird because they don't really. The lining doesn't really line up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Rosie. And I will get the express coaches as well. Gordonpacific04. If there's the heart's in the way. If you were to own any Thomas Creators layout, who would it be? That's a good question. Honestly, the only one that's coming to mind is his, but that's probably just because he's here right now.
Yeah.
But like, I've literally told him, like, if I had his layout, I'd be filming on it every day because, what I have right now is nice, but it's very limited. So I have to like constantly swap around scenes. Like, in the end of episode 1 of I almost said the Solar series of Solar Between the Lines. This right here was where the shed was, and there was a blue backdrop. There was like it was literally just a bed sheet too. Finally, 3 express coaches.
Nice. Good.
Christian, do you think Bachman will make Spencer's special break coach?
Hard to say. I mean, I like the idea.
I'm not sure that's something that's really on their head. It probably need to be brought up with them, so that's something you'd have to talk to him about.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely bring it up with Doug for the future, and I would like the idea because, as we know, Spencer did have 2 coaches in the show from time to time. So we'll have to see.
In fact, even I think in the it was just the break coach they had in the model series that Spencer pulled
in season 7. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you know, I like the idea. It's something I would bring up for the future. So we'll have to wait and see on that.
Go. What are your thoughts on the upcoming Bachman, Rebecca, and Stanley? Stanley, I think everyone's pretty universally excited about. I'm personally not the biggest Stanley fan. I will buy him when he comes out at some point. In terms of Rebecca, how do I say this in the nicest way possible? I'm not a fan of her character. 2, I'm not a fan of her model. It's too much money for what it is, in my opinion. So he can't say anything because he's a part of Train World and he doesn't want to make him look bad.
Yeah, well, I can spread my 2 cents. Look, all I can tell you, we're going to start with Bo, actually, because Bo is the latest release.
Yeah, let's talk about Bo. He just came out.
Bo just came out. According to Ken, Bo turns out to be one of the best sellers. Yeah. Apparently, he's doing even better than Ryan. Apparently, he was number 3 in pre-orders, and they had to order a second batch of Bows. So, from what I'm predicting, Bo's not going to be discontinued anytime soon, and the whole idea of him being a limited run model, I have a feeling that's going to fizzle out. He will actually stand the line longer than we thought. In addition to Bo, onto Rebecca. Again, like him, I'm not the biggest Rebecca fan. It's not a character I grew up with. It's not a character I'm really interested in. That being said, I do think the Bachman model turned out very nice. Everything good?
No, I was just wondering if I could fix the lighting, but it's still there right there.
All right.
Okay, whatever.
But I mean, hey, for the younger fans out there, for any fans who are a fan of Rebecca, I mean, it's a cool model. So, you know, definitely get it if it interests you. As for Stanley, I'm like everyone else, very excited. It's a character I grew up with. It's a model I'm intrigued by, and I look forward to seeing how it turns out. So that's all I got to say.
Bo, I will say, was a bizarre announcement when he was first announced. But I will say, my opinion has changed drastically. Because it almost reminds me of the old Wooden Railway days where they just make really obscure characters for no reason.
Right, exactly.
But
that's the idea I have for bringing back model era characters. You know, and if anyone from Mattel's watching this, which, look, no shade, but by having a CGI mandate, you're restricting sales for a lot of older fans because there are a lot of legacy fans out there who would really be interested in getting a model of Boko, a model of Arthur, a model of Murdoch. And especially with how expensive these models have become, you really got to cater to the older fans. Yeah. So, you know, this is where, you know, while Rebecca is a very cool-looking engine, she's not really a character that's going to vibe well with a lot of older fans because, 1, they may not become familiar with her. to it's from an era of the show that doesn't really interest a lot of older fans. And, as a result, the sales results may not be as significant as some have anticipated. So there's a lot of factors going into play here. That being said, I do think that she did turn out to be a very cool model. Bachman did a great job replicating her in the CGI series. And, hey, it'll be interesting to see how she does when she's released. Because Bo turned out to surprise a lot of people. So
I threw the Piper Great Man at the end of the Express. Just because I wanted him to get around it. Yeah. Stay out with you for a while, just let them kind of run for a bit.
Thomas J219's on.
That's nice.
All right. Shout out to John, Thomas J219. If you're watching, post a comment in the chat.
You kind of want to see if I can switch James's face in it really quick. Switch it with like a...
With a Tony face? Or
I have a... Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, the thing about those original models that the eyes are in, so got to get a...
I think I have to take the screwdriver to this.
You'll have to pry that out, yeah.
Read the chat out to me as I'm modding this.
Me?
Yes.
Sure. All right, let's see what we got here.
Someone says Hurricane. That'd be a cool model.
All right, Thomas J219, he is. Yeah, what's up, man? I was just talking to you. Yeah, and those of you who are probably wondering, too, I know I got a few inquiries through DMs. The reason why I'm here right now is I'm actually heading to North Carolina for a music festival for the summer for 3 weeks. And those of you who know I'm from New York, he lives in Virginia, so he happened to be kind of like the halfway / 2/3 mark. So I'm staying with him for the night just to split my drive in half. That way I don't have to drive 12 hours in one day. I can more so do 7 hours in one day and then another, 5 hours or so tomorrow. But it turned out to be really awesome because I finally got a chance to meet this guy.
Yo.
We've been talking for quite a few years now, and we're just vibing, having a good time this evening.
Yeah.
So, as far as the chat, how you doing? Yeah, lots of haze, lots of yos. Gasp, it's Christian. Someone's like,
we're both Christian, by the way.
Yes, that's true. We are both named Christian.
We're both Thomas fans. We're both named Christian. We're both half Asian.
There you go. There you go. So, it's the Asian blood.
Yeah, absolutely.
The nerdy side in us manifests itself, right?
At least see it. Some IMAX are easy to move, get out. Like Thomas is, all you have to do is just kind of like tug at it.
Right.
James has a screw in there, so you actually have to take apart the entire body.
Yeah. I remember what I did because I was very young at the time. I think I was only like 15 doing this because I was naive. I just tried to yank it out with the pliers.
Yeah. I tried doing that too, and I was like, what am I doing wrong?
That did not turn out well.
Luckily, though, I had a diagram. Those little diagrams that come with the Thomas models.
Man, and the way that thing came out, it's like prying out a tooth.
Yeah.
God. But we're not going to talk about that.
North Carolina. Christian, I'm in Virginia too. Yeah, so am I.
Someone says they're in Virginia?
Yeah. I see the Thomas fans are in Virginia because
Yeah, folks, if you're from Virginia, let me know. Maybe I'll stop by.
I want to ask people if they could come. You could come to the.
Nah,
I just remember your layout tour video.
Yeah.
You're just like, feel free to ask questions, guys. Of course, I don't want stupid questions like, where do you live? I want to go see. And you're like little.
Well, to be fair, I was like 14 when I made that video.
Little before puberty voice.
Gosh. And yes, there is a new layout tour coming. It may not be coming this summer because there's a lot of updates going on. I'll be posting updates once I'm home from North Carolina. That'll be around mid-July or so. So stay tuned. In the meantime, stay tuned for the next Thomas Tuesday event. That will be occurring the first Tuesday of July, as always. But in the meantime, this is just a fun little summer stream. As been pretty much MIA, given all the stuff that's been going on in my personal life and university. So thank you all for tuning in. All right.
How do I do this again? I've done this before, so I thought I'd be able to do it easily, but I just ended up taking off this cap.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to remove the moving eye mechanism.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's tricky. Depending on the tools you have. Now this is really cool. You got your napkin. Is it okay if I show some of these buildings?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so this guy over here has obviously a fishing village over there, but he's custom made a Neptune refreshments building. Now this is a building I would have loved to have seen Bachman add to their resin building line.
It's a little bit big. It's actually way bigger than how it was in the.
Yeah,
because if you put it like next to the narrow gauge track, which actually we should probably have the narrow gauge running.
Matter of fact, right by Peter Sam, right?
Yeah.
He's the iconic character.
Yeah, like it's huge.
So it is a little big, you know, if you compare it to
But
the
like
season 4 Lakeside.
Yeah.
So.
But like what I didn't realize for the longest time is that it was actually in the fishing village as well in the season the hit eras.
Yeah, that's right. You know, and where did you, out of curiosity, where did you study the font? Like, is this the exact font?
No, so there was just like I looked up a Neptune Refreshments logo that someone made on DeviantArt, and I just printed that out on paper.
Gotcha.
So
no,
now the ones for the
crystal accurate
for the Sodor Inn, I did just go in Google Docs and I just like found a similar font.
Wow.
And I just printed that out.
Yeah. So like I said, these are buildings I would have loved to have seen Bachman add to the line. Just add any extra detail or creativity to one's layout. It's an iconic building, and you know, if they ever choose to bring them back to those buildings, here's hoping this is one of them. So.
How did I do this the first time? Did I just take pliers?
No idea, dude. Yeah. Still stuck in there?
Yeah, so I'm trying to pull it apart.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure if I can do that without...
You had the original James, right?
Huh?
You had the original James, right? That
I have the Red James?
Yeah, was it? Yeah, was that the original?
Yeah, this is the one that has the... Let me pull them out.
Or was it...
Oop. Hold that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is...
Is this the original or the 2021?
This is the one with the black smoke box.
Oh, it is. Okay.
So this is the newest
okay.
variant.
The reason why I ask is that I heard that they did change the internal gears and stuff. Of the newer models versus the old ones. So
it should be the same thing though.
Yeah.
I'll just show off the train case.
Yeah. Take a look at that, folks. Got Boko in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, folks. But let us know too if there's a certain engine you want us to see us run, a certain model you want us to take out of the cabinet and show up close.
Yeah.
Talk about it a bit. Or really, you talk about it. It's your model, not mine. So let's take a look here. All right, someone wants to see Douglas.
Douglas?
Like, yeah. It's an interesting one. Choose, but
you can go ahead and
show it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Kind of talking through the modifications. I see already you got those.
Yeah, you can just hold it up to the screen there.
Yeah. So as you can see,
I'm busy trying to.
Yeah.
Mod the frick out of this James. Oh wait, it just. I didn't even need to unscrew anything. God. It just popped out. It just popped right out.
It's got the
season 11-esque face.
Season 11-esque face. Well, it also appeared in the classic series, didn't it?
It's sort of it's painted up like season 11.
I see, but the sculpt itself is also in the classic
from,
series. Yeah. They have that. Then and then of course the detailing around the cab. One of Bachman's best. Now, question for the chat: who remembers when these were first announced? Way back in 2010. I remember flipping out when these got announced, folks.
I wasn't really like in the fandom at that time.
You weren't in the fandom,
but I first found out about it through their Sim Your Skis review.
Dude, I was like 11. I remember like getting the Bachman 2010 catalog from Trainland. Oh my god, when I saw Donald and Douglas were announced, dude, such a good time to be a Thomas fan.
Oh, someone says Murdoch. Okay.
Oh, the showcase the Murdoch. Yeah. Interesting. And you painted yours maroon, right?
So that I actually bought that off of Dax, Flying Scott Films.
Oh, okay.
He was selling it. Took him like 5 months to send it to me.
Cool.
I was like, it was a beautiful model, so I like really quickly jumped on it.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
So, yeah. Just very quickly show that off. Take a look here. Let's watch your head.
Yeah. Ty says he remembers those days. Oh, yeah. Seeing Bill, Ben, Donald Douglas in the catalog, dude. Unreal.
So this is Murdoch right here. He's maroon, yeah. I do eventually. How hard can you throw Murdoch? Pretty fucking hard, probably. But I'm not going to. He's actually doesn't run very well because the pickups got.
Yeah. Wait, is that the Bachman UK model? Or the Hornby model?
I think it's Hornby. Yeah, it's Hornby.
The Hornby model. Gotcha.
And now the piston rods are also jacked up a bit. But it is a very nice model. I do want to fix them up at some point, though. Anyone looking forward to Bachman Balji? He's actually the thing I was most excited for in the announcements.
Oh, really? Out of everything?
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
You mean to tell me you're more excited about Bulgy than even like
Stanley and
the gunpowder wagon?
Dude, the gunpowder wagon was actually the second best thing I was excited about.
Was. I'm not gonna lie. That gunpowder wagon, bro. When that was announced, I was like, here we go, right back to the classic series. But I think it was a whole bunch of things. Let's be honest, folks. We were all shocked by last summer's announcement. That was an incredible announcement. We got Stanley. We got the gunpowder wagons and narrow gauge Duncan was announced. Bulgy was announced. The new van tooling was announced. N-scale diesel was announced, right? And the list goes on. Incredible. So we can only hope that this summer's announcement will be just as good, but only time will tell, right? So.
That should be good enough for now. I'll just grab them in the faces. I took way too long on this. Angry, smug, sad, or concerned face.
For which character?
James.
Let's take a look. Which do you have like the marijuana face?
I
the one
the closest is probably his smug face.
Oh, okay. Let's do that then.
Okay.
You know, like that one when Thomas approaches the sheds and Thomas in the rumors.
Yeah,
he's got that face.
He's just high as fuck. Dude, the face with at the beginning of Best of Gordon, the DVD Best of Gordon.
Yeah.
Where not down the line. Gordon takes a dip plays.
Yeah.
Gordon's face, where he's just kind of just sitting there like sort of looks high as all get out.
Yeah.
That scared.
That's
the ever living. Yeah, that scared me. That was dude. The most scary moments in Thomas are the most unintentionally scary things ever.
It's true. It's true. I'll tell you something. I think my most scary face mask. I know I mentioned this on Thomas Tuesday. There were two. One was Percy's yawning face from Ba, but I think the number one face that actually scared me was from Wrong Road. There was a face that Edward wore when Gordon was talking to him towards the beginning of the episode.
I don't think that one was that bad, honestly.
Dude, I didn't think Gordon's face was that bad when Gordon takes a dip. So it's subjective. That's the point. Anyways, so the face Edward wears when he says, what isn't fair? You know, he says, what isn't fair? And then he says, never mind, Gordon. I'm sure Boko will let you pull his freight car or something like that, he says. That face traumatized me just because the eyebrows were so sharp. His mouth was wide open and the eyes were just glaringly big. And just all of those factors combined as a little kid traumatized me. Now, looking back at it as an adult now, I laugh at it. But, you know, as a kid, I was definitely somewhat scared. So
I didn't completely screw him back in, but here's James with the smug face on.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Camera. God, it's weird getting the cameras. Just random. Keep saying Henry.
Henry. Okay.
Henry's actually sort of only half made right now because. So here's Henry. He's wearing a custom face, which is supposed to be the super rescue face, where it's like eyeing down the train.
Yeah.
I actually painted his tender to go with another model of mine.
Gotcha.
I'll pull it out, I guess. So this is the Bachman V1, I believe. And in my series, this will actually be old shape Henry. Because a lot of iterations of old shape Henry, they make him look too similar to Gordon for my liking. And I feel like this, like I could easily see this being turned into a Black 5. So, not gonna lie, when Luke kept saying Henry, I thought he was talking about the next N-scale engine suggestion. Oh, okay. That might be what he was talking about. Okay, never mind. Yeah, N-scale Henry. I'm surprised that hasn't been announced yet.
Unlucky Tug just got the Hornby Thomas Circus fans.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's nice.
Shout out to him. Now, those are great models. And it's nice that Bachman's finally tagging on for that after how many years? Finally getting some funfair events from Bachman. They'll hopefully do more too. So.
Wait till Rosie circuits around again. Then I'll stop her running and I'll probably get silence is deafening.
Yeah. Hearing the rattle and chattle of the trains, and all of a sudden, silence.
This is actually a pretty nice model.
No, it's a nice paint job
So,
for sure.
I will probably paint this gold part black because I feel like that gold is a bit too much breakup in her color. Overall, it's really nice.
I did think about doing something like that for Emily at one point because you notice her side is brown, and it's weird because when I was I was a kid, I never really noticed that. But now when you look at
certain promo images have that part in red, like her sides.
Yeah, red, or even it just never occurred to me that part was like a brown color or a goldish bronze color. So, things you notice as you get older, I suppose. Good.
It looks really nice with the museum coaches.
Absolutely. You know who actually also looks really nice with the museum coaches is Bo.
Oh, for real?
I'm actually not lying to you. Yeah, he looks very good with the museum coaches. Works nicely. Folks, if you get the Bo model, definitely have him run with Toby's museum coaches. It's a very nice looking concept.
We'll get my Gordon model running. Actually, next weekend, I'm going up to Strasburg Railroad, and I'm meeting up with Jacob Geist. Who,
oh, nice. I don't think I know him. Who is he on Twitter? Or?
Yeah, he's on Twitter. He's also started his own fan series called Model Misadventures. He made and he filmed stuff at his Model Railroad Club. So
cool.
He made his first episode called The Rail Car and Carrier, which is about Daisy.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I know who you're talking about. I think I did see that episode. Yeah, that was great. See?
And multiple people were involved.
All the more reason why Bachman needs to make Stepney.
I will attempt to run Peter Sam as well. We also have to talk really loudly because all the running water. I like to call it. I also need to replace this controller.
Running water? Oh, really?
Because the model trains sound like running water.
Oh, I see. I thought you said you had like a running water though.
No.
It said that was like, what?
So it's that point right there, and it's basically where the joiners are.
That's it.
That the coach is like, yep, there we go.
Oh. Not bad.
No, you're good. Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Oh, no.
Oh, God. Oh. Let me move this forward a bit.
But you just moved the left, right?
Yeah.
Dude.
No, I was like, it's on wheels.
Dude, I literally thought I was witnessing an earthquake for a second.
Yeah, my layout is on wheels, so...
I was just trying to get myself balanced after banging into the wall, and then all of a sudden I see... It's like, what am I witnessing?
Alright, what else are you saying? Do I have the HO scale? No. Or the HO scale bow? I do not have bow yet.
Folks, I encourage you to get bow. It's actually it's worth the investment.
I want bow really badly. Can you make a custom Hurricane and Frankie? Hurricane will be a little hard, considering his basis is pretty obscure. I don't think a company's made him yet. So the closest thing would be like a 3D print kit. But like even finding a chassis for that would be pretty hard. Frankie, I'm not sure. I do like Frankie a lot though. So her basis and color scheme is pretty cool. So that might be in the cards. I want Bachman to make D261. I mean that'd be cool as well.
All for it, folks. Anything classic.
And make sure I really want to make a Hurricane. Hurricane would be a pretty huge undertaking. So I would encourage anybody to do that though. Which character do you hate the most?
Good question.
Terrence, who's your most hated Thomas character?
Honestly, it's not Nia Rebecca or even Kana from the reboot.
I think we might have the same answer.
It's Philip.
It's Philip.
It's Philip. I can't stand Philip. Let me tell you something, folks. If Bachman announces Philip, it's over. All right?
Yeah. He has some okay episodes, but I just can't stand his character. Honestly, The Great Race would be a way better movie if he was just not in it.
Yes. He's the most irritating character, man. I can't stand his voice. I can't stand his personality.
Actually, his voice actor, the guy who voices Philip, is in Xenoblade as well.
Really?
Yeah.
But please tell me that's not his actual voice. You hope not? You don't know now?
I don't know.
He doesn't know.
But it is the same voice he uses. So
Jeez, bro.
it could be.
I can't stand his voice, man.
I'll fuck it up. Did you send your rail again?
Oh, I did? Okay. I must have a weird rail runner there, I guess. Let's see.
I might have to dig that up and like.
Well, dude,
Not
actually,
right
this is loose up here. I think. The track is not fully down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do that.
That's just because it's flex track and bending it's really weird.
Right,
And it's really hard to get stuff to stay like flat on this because as you can feel.
Well, do you have like hammers or anything heavy you can put weight on?
I do, but the problem is this is like
And,
that,
yeah,
so there's no like
not like super heavy. Now I'm not talking like 20-pound weights. I'm talking like maybe like 5 to 10 pounds at most.
Who else we got? What about Victor? Victor being made by Bachman. I can see that happening.
Yeah, Victor will probably happen at some point.
Especially since now they're doing Duncan. I don't know who they would do after that.
Yeah, because let's be honest. I mean, they could do loop, but they would have to somehow simplify the sidewalk configuration. Yeah. All right, there we go. He's going.
I feel like the coach is going to do that. No, we're good. Yep.
Why don't you just let him alone too? Keep him happening. You know?
Yeah. I think it might be. Oh no, he actually made it by time.
Yes, well, Sir Handel was announced. He's on the way, folks. All right, so just got to be patient with that. We literally ask Doug every single month when Sir Handel's coming out. Same thing with Salty. He's on hold, so we'll just have to play it by ear. So.
This actually. It's trying to run backwards. Oh no. The thing with this Gordon model is that literally the tender coupling is literally just a paper clip.
Oh really? Wow.
Yeah. So because the tenders are incompatible. Because this is from a Bachman V1, and this is a Hornby flying Scotsman. So
yeah.
Yeah, I thought that's the first time it actually happened. I'm surprised it held on there for a while.
Yeah. Now remind me again, that Scotsman is local driven, right?
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like the original, but it's kind of driven.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's good. Let's see what else we got here. What would you like to see for the 80th anniversary from Bachman? All right, so Christian P. I'm Christian B. Christian P. will go first with this. What would you like to see Bachman announce for the 80th anniversary?
For the 80th anniversary, let's see.
Actually, why don't we do this? Let's see. What would you like to see them do, and then what do you
expect?
What do you expect them to do? Yeah.
What I would like. I don't really think there's like. It's tough to say because for the 75th anniversary, we didn't really. Only thing we really got was the LBSC Thomas and the VJam, so we didn't really get anything special for that. So I don't know if they would do anything like extravagant for that.
So what are you predicting? Like,
so
let's just go through like.
But in terms of stuff I want, like I really want Whiff, Harvey, and Rocky. Whiff is probably like possible. Harvey and Rocky though, I'm not sure about.
Yeah. Rocky, that would be pretty insane.
Rocky would be insane
if they actually got the arms to work and everything.
And then of course I want Stepney as much as anyone.
Of course.
But
still have it on the forum. Dreaming of a Bachman Stepney. You go on the Bachman forum. You look at my account, TerenceTheTractor525. You see in the signature, Dreaming of a Bachman Stepney. It's true. It's true.
And then just pulling the first out right now. So what else do I want?
Yeah. Well, why don't we go through everything? You can go even like large scale and narrow scale.
Large scale, I want Edward. in terms of like
Edward
possible in terms of possible things, because I feel like Edward is more than possible in large scale. Because they did Emily in large scale, and that's huge.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Like, do you think they're done with large scale, like in terms of locos?
I still have faith that here and there they might announce a new tooling, but it's going to be spread out much longer.
Yeah, because
you know,
Diesel and Paxton were like really boxy, and so those were things they could do easily.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure like if Steam engines take a longer time to develop.
Yeah.
We'll finish. I'll read some more comments, but you finish up.
Okay, all right. So here's what I'd like to see them announce. Okay. Now you guys probably know me. I'm more of a model era guy. So literally anything from the model era would put a smile on my face. But I would be really happy with Hero also.
Hero I want.
Yeah, Hero
well.
I'd be happy with. Whiff I'd be happy with. And this as far as locos are concerned. As far as rolling stock is concerned, Troublesome Truck number 7, if it's based on a model era face and design, not a CGI one. Okay. Just putting that out there very clearly. Okay. In addition to that, I'd love to see what do you call it? Gordon's special coaches from season 10, because they did Toby's Museum. I think it'd be kind of cool if they did those dark blue ones from that Emily and Diesel episode from season 10. I also would like to see the Works unit coach and possibly even some
Works unit coach
and some kind of breakdown train, because that's something that's missing in the line. As far as non-rail, Trevor, he's a classic. That'd be fantastic. The return of the resin buildings, which as we know is not looking likely as of now, but it's something I'd really like to see. As far as narrow gauge, I'd love to see Duke, but it's probably going to be Victor or Luke. And then
I don't see him doing Duke.
As far as rolling stock, though, again, anything from the model era they haven't done yet, which I'm not really sure if there's anything left that they haven't done. They kind of done pretty much done everything, right? Other than maybe like the green open carriage. But we'll have to see. That's something that they're looking into. As far as large scale, Edward would be cool. But I think, so even something like Bill and Ben would be really neat,
In large scale?
In large scale.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, Bill and Ben. I think that's something I could see them doing.
If they want to beat cool props, which ain't exactly hard to do.
Yeah.
Because
and like you said, Rocky, going back to HO, if they did Rocky, that'd be incredible. All right. I would pre-order that day one if they did Rocky. No question about it. As far as what I think they are going to actually do, they're probably going to do like some kind of gold metallic Thomas. I could see them doing that, because it's like for 2015, they did a celebration. 2020, they did, what do you call it? The LBSC. I could probably see them doing a gold metallic Thomas of some sort.
Maybe like a paint splattered Thomas.
Maybe.
Maybe.
So we'll have to see how that turns out. And maybe like some more rolling stock recolors.
I would want them to bring back the celebration Thomas, but I would not want them to have the flags on him. I just want a straight up metallic.
Just straight up metallic. Yeah, that's a possibility too. As far as narrow gauge, probably Luke or Victor, since they seem to be sticking more so with the CGI stuff.
Probably Victor will be next.
Yeah.
If they do decide to do more.
Probably not really. If they're not going to do Trevor, and if they announce Victor, I could probably see Kevin coming at some point, because he's a pretty simple design.
Oh yeah, Kevin would be kind of cool.
Yeah. And I wouldn't lie, it would be pretty neat if they did Hero, Victor, and Kevin in one batch.
That would be pretty cool.
That'd be like the Hero of the Rails batch, And I don't think any of us would be opposed to that, considering that it's from 2009. A lot of us have nostalgia of Hero of the Rails, and let's be honest, those were all pretty decent characters.
Yeah.
What was I going to say too? For large scale, what I expect them to do, probably do those box fan recolors that they just announced in HO, like the Fun Fair bands, probably announce those. And then hopefully, at the very least, do an LBSC Thomas in large scale, because I know some people have requested that on the forum.
That would be cool.
So expectations for large scale, at least an LBSC Thomas, and then probably some box fan recolors, something like that.
Yeah.
End scale. We didn't talk about end scale. Henry. It's obvious.
Do it.
Just do it. Henry.
They did Toby, and Toby's not been relevant in the show since like season 19.
Yeah. And any open wagon recolors potentially. Open wagon recolors, the cattle van, the milk, pretty much everything they've done in HO. Just bring it
do
down.
the whole original Steam team first and foremost. So Edward and Henry.
Yeah,
you gotta do
for sure.
And
then they're gonna watch them announce Rebecca before Henry.
Oh yeah. God. Oh my god,
dude.
Let's look at some other. How cool is Christian? He's pretty amazing. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me.
This guy is amazing.
Yes,
right?
I am amazing.
Yeah.
This guy's all right.
Hey.
He's amazing too.
Appreciate it.
Bachman better make Philip.
Listen,
I mean,
listen, folks.
Hear me out.
It's the end of Train World TV. Not Train World TV. Thomas Tuesday. End of TerenceTheTractor525. It's adios. Goodbye. Done. All right.
Hear me out though.
If they do Philip.
Hear me out though. Philip is an American basis. He's based on a Pennsylvania box
But
cab.
they don't have that tooling in the line.
They do not, but
Or
I
do
can
they?
see it happening. Victor.
Telling you, man. Philip comes out, keeping that model at an arm's distance, my boys.
Yeah, Derek would be cool too. I can't really see him doing that, but that would be cool.
Derek would be amazing.
How do you think Bachman can pull off Harvey? It's been a popular topic on the forum as of late.
Yeah, it's true.
I think they could do it because, especially if it's on the CGI model, because it's a little bit smaller scale, which is actually kind of closer to the basis than the prop is.
Yeah. What I could see them possibly doing, folks, maybe, yeah, like they had to do with Oliver, somehow adjust the scaling so that he could still breach those NMRA standards, or not breach the NMRA standards.
My biggest thing is not so much the crane arm, but the couplings, because he has a pretty big buffer beam because of his buffers are so big.
So the hook and loop couplers, how's that?
So I can see them. Yeah. I'm not sure. Maybe they would do like the smaller NEM couplings. I think that's what they're called. But that's how I'm thinking about it. With a moving frame arm, or without a moving frame arm. Yeah.
It's the same issue with Diesel 10. I was suggesting this on Twitter one time, folks, but with Diesel 10, another thing they could do if they can't get the arm to be fully posable is have the arm simplified on top of him, but maybe as he runs down the track, have Pinchy or the claw open and close as he's running. I mean, it's something that they could possibly do given the eye mechanism concept that they usually go for. And just the fact that Pinchy's at least opening and closing would be a pretty neat concept. Mm-hmm. But again, that's some kind of compromise I could see, because let's be honest, I'd rather see a simplified Diesel 10 than a Bachman Nia or a Bachman Philip. All right. Yeah. So
Cyberverse Train says maybe Chocolate Crunch Percy.
That'd be cool. It's an iconic recolor.
Yeah. Because it's, I think the two most popular are Busy Bee James and then Chocolate Crunch Percy.
Yeah.
If you had to make yourself as a Thomas and Friends character, which class of engine would you pick?
So they're saying if I were to be an engine?
Yeah, I guess both of us. Yeah.
Okay. If only I could be an engine too.
Oh yes, it's great to be an engine as you.
All right. Anyways, that's a good question. I don't know. You go first.
So if I were sticking true to my roots, I would pick a CSX E&D GP40.
Oh, because an American loco.
Well, yeah, because I'm from America.
I see what you're
I'm born to be American, all right? Yeah, these are the rail yard near me. These are all I saw when I was a child, so I'd probably be one of these. If in terms of what I want to be, I'd want to be a steam engine. Mm-hmm. I'd probably would you rather be a passenger engine or a goods engine?
Passenger.
Cleaner.
And plus, you get to be around people,
Yeah. As someone who doesn't like people, I'm going with goods.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Because I that's why I actually really like Mike from the Small Railway, because he's kind of the opposite, whereas he prefers trucks instead of passengers. So I think that's a really cool character trait he has.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, I think in my case, oh geez. So the first thing you would say is what you would expect to be based on what you're used to.
Pretty much, yeah. But like if my thing was, if I ever got asked that question, I would go for the CSX model.
I think in my case, I would actually choose probably one of those Japanese, not the Shinkansen or the bullet trains.
Oh yeah.
Not those, but just the usual passenger trains that you see in Japan that kind of look like trolleys on rails, and they're like 4 cars long. They come in orange, green, and they're seen in Tokyo and various parts of Japan. They're clean, they're tidy, they run well. I would love to be one of those. I guess if I were to be some sort of anthropomorphic engine, all right. But what I expect myself to be, I have no idea, folks. It's hard for me to put a
you brought up like Japanese logos because you're Japanese.
I'm
actually Vietnamese. I'm trying to look up some Vietnamese locomotives. Let's see if any locomotives. That one's cool. So it's got the communist flag on it. So not sure if I want to be that one.
Yes.
This one looks pretty cool. I like that one. Probably do something like a hybrid of that and like an American.
Yeah, yeah.
And like maybe like a cow catcher. Oh, it has cow catcher. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good question, by the way.
Question.
Interesting one.
They announced Connor and Caitlin's bases for Bachman.
Well, at least Connor, right? I don't know about Caitlin. Did they do Caitlin too?
Is Caitlin based off 6'11"?
Well, Connor and Caitlin are two different engines.
They are. Because I know Connor is based off of more of a New York Central.
New York Central, yeah, which is what they did announce for sure. No, and like again, going back to the bow topic, considering how well he's done with sales, I've mentioned this with a few other friends, but that's something that Bachman should possibly look into at some point for another potential Thomas recolor. Connor's one, and then if they really feel ambitious, I know it's not a popular character, so don't hate on me, don't at me, none of that. But Ferdinand, all right.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Ferdinand, again,
bad character, great design though.
Great design, all right. And if Bo's anything to prove, it'd be interesting to see how Ferdinand does with sales. Because I was in Trainland just last week, as a matter of fact. Two of my coworkers who are not Thomas fans, they're just your usual American modelers. They both purchased Bo when I was there because they were so intrigued by the fact that Bachman used an American basis from their normal line for a Thomas character. So just imagine seeing them do that with the Ferdinand's basis or Connor's basis, the New York Central. I could see, again, non-Thomas fans being intrigued by that just for the fact that it's an American engine that they're bringing into the line. Yeah. So, with that kind of logic, it's something to consider. All right. Whereas something like Nia, on the other hand, it's completely by scratch. She's really supposed to be a narrow gauge engine too, if you think about it.
Yeah,
right.
That's true.
So again, while it seems like that might be something that Bachman would do, I don't think it would be the best investment. That's just my personal opinion. Yeah.
All right. Christian, who's taller, Christian or Christian? Christian.
He's taller. Yeah. He's, what are you, 6'2"?
6'2", yeah.
Yeah, I'm 5'11", or almost 5'11". Yeah. Yeah, you're on your toes. That's what we just did there.
Yeah. What else we got? What class of engine suits Alfred? B12 or B16? Who's Alfred?
Oh, you know Alfred from Sword of the Dark Times?
No.
Was that like before your time?
Probably. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's like way from. I think that user was like Scarlowy123. John, if you're still in the chat, you'll be able to back me up with this. But he was like a trains user who wrote Sword of the Dark Times. Alfred was basically the primary antagonist of that whole saga, whatever you want to call it.
So B12 or B16? He asks.
Oh, I'm not good with the classes. So just bear with me for 1 second. Okay, it's one of those.
Bachman does Bull Strode.
Folks, I'd be all for it if it's not the All Engines Go design.
He is in All Engines Go though. So and he's brought back in Wooden Railway as well.
Okay.
So I can see them doing like a sort of a CGI design.
Look, folks.
Sort of.
Listen. Bachman announces Hero or Whiff. They're both in All Engines Go. They're gonna go with the CGI design. Bo is not. Excuse me, not Bo. Bulstrode is not in CGI. He's in All Engines Go. It'd be really interesting to see what happens.
Murdoch or Neville?
Murdoch or Neville, like as characters or as Bachman models?
This guy just asked about Murdoch or Neville. I do have both of the classes right here. I do have a Hornby Q1 right here. I love this thing.
I'll be right back. I gotta take a call. All right.
Okay, yeah. He's going on call.
I'm going on call, folks.
All right. It's my stream again. So I do have a Q1 right here. It's pretty nice. I do eventually plan on making a Neville model out of him. That's pretty good. Let's see. One model I'm surprised they didn't make I'm not in shot. Let me put it down here. One model I'm surprised they didn't make is Sydney. Yeah, Sydney would be easy recolor, different style face. But for Paxton, let's see. It was a different face style, and this is a 3D printed face. It's not the official Bachman face, but it was actually like there's a plastic mold around it as well. So the Q model is an awesome model. Yeah, I love it. It's honestly between this one and the Adams radial tank are my two favorite British locomotive style engines. Favorite part of the Hero of the Rails movie? That's a good one because I love Hero of the Rails. Let's see. What would be my favorite part of that? I want to say the ending. The ending was fantastic. And with the music swelling up and all that. It hits the feels every time. That movie's so nostalgic to me. Another great part is the Thompson Spencer race. Not the beginning one, but where where Spencer goes, "That engine will be sent to the scrapyard where he belongs." His voice actor, I forget his name, but he did a great job. He does a great job as Spencer. So yeah. Where did you get the Donald and Douglas faces? Thomas Take Merch on Twitter. I think he does commissions. And he prints out the files and then he sends them out. What else we got? Did I miss any? If you lived on Sodor, how long would you survive? I mean, if we're talking just Audrey's lore, like it just seems like a simple like suburban like countryside sort of deal. Now if I were to live on Sodor, where would I live? I would personally want to live on the Peel Goddard branch, where it's a bit more mountainous, not specifically on the Coldy Fell. But I think that'd be a cool area. I wish Bachman would make Spencer silver, not bluish gray. Yeah, I'm not a fan either. I guess because the bluish gray was easier at the time. But silver Spencer will be cool. I'm just not a big fan of the Bachman Spencer in general. Just because I really do not like the shape of it. Yeah, not my cup of tea. What else we got? Yeah, 9 people in the chat. Okay. I don't care if I don't have like 100 people watching. I just want people to talk to, honestly. I agree with Silver Spencer like season 10, yeah. Thoughts on Victor Tanzig videos? Have not seen very many of them, I'll be honest. I'm very picky when it comes to fan content, actually. Which I know it's like blasphemous of me to say that just because I'm a content creator myself. But I don't know. I just have my own tastes, and so there's not much I like go around like searching to watch. Why did they cancel the Hornby Thomas line? That probably just because of low sales, because the models they were releasing were just really expensive. So yeah, I guess they just didn't garner enough interest, which is it's sad, really, because I would love to see where they would have gone. When was it discontinued? 2018. So that was when the Bubba era was starting. So I guess that would be part of the reason why. Favorite Tom's Friends Roblox game to play? I don't play Roblox. I used to. Not anymore, though. I never even played any of the Thomas ones. Saw an 8F at a yard sale and it was $15. Cool. It's turning out to be a pretty good stream. Do y'all want to see me run any more models? Because it's not just the ones I got in the layout. I also got Spencer, Emily, Ryan, all sorts. So wish Aaron Burt would come back with better faces. Yeah, I mean, I miss my chance to get Aaron Burt. I'm not crazy about them. The world's not going to end if I don't have them. But how many custom models do you have? So that's one custom model right there. Then I guess in terms of one that I did do, I did Boko, Bear. I did not do Murdoch, but he's also a custom. Edward, Spencer. That's going to be Wilbert, but he's not a custom yet. And then Oliver is also a custom. And then I also have a Rusty custom who's in hiding. I guess I should show him. Actually, yeah, I have Rusty in.
Hey everyone, I'm back.
He's back. So this is Rusty. He's based off of season 4. So he has a bigger face than I anticipated or that I wanted for him. But it's still model series-esque. And then this is Duncan right here, who I have made black, which I thought was kind of a neat little detail. But he's still a work in progress. I still have to finish lighting and get like a more finish his pipe frames and stuff. Let's see. What other hot take? Diesel and Oliver are too expensive in the Bachman range.
Diesel and Oliver? Well, what are their RRPs? Interesting.
I know when Oliver first released, he was like the same price as like Gordon and Henry, which was a little ridiculous.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was like 120 something, 129.
Yeah, here's the thing, guys. With Bachman models, inflation and with just model trains in general, just inflation's gone up so high, which
I mean, take a good look at Rebecca, $299.
$299 for Rebecca, but so yeah, it's nothing we can really control. Like I mean, honestly, I think all the Bachman Thomas models are overpriced for what they are because they're not of the same quality as some overseas models, but they cost honestly, you know, granted, they're probably cheaper than like say if you were buying like a Bachman Gordon.
Yeah.
He's probably cheaper than like a Hornby Railroad Flying Scotsman. Still, I mean, I guess if it's worth the money, it's up to you. But it's the only kind of model you're gonna get at that quality.
That's a good point.
Have you seen or are you going to watch The Unlikely Fandom? That has not been publicly released yet.
Yeah,
it's only been seen as
at the premiere. Yeah,
at the premiere in where frickin' Britt Allcroft was there.
Yeah,
probably a good thing that I wasn't there because my pants would have been shat.
Yeah, no, I couldn't make the premiere too, unfortunately, even though I'm from New York. Yeah, just that in my face. Yeah, I was in Indiana, still busy with grad work, so unfortunately I couldn't attend that. But I hear it was a great success.
I want to watch that.
I look forward to seeing it once it's released. I mean, I did order a DVD copy way back, and I wouldn't say like 2019 maybe. So you know, Cardi, he owes me that. So
yeah, I want to get a DVD as well. I just want to support it. Which of the models is your favorite and least favorite? Like in terms of Bachman Thomas models, that's a good question. Favorite, I am actually gonna say probably the Bachman Ryan. Just because he's the only one with sort of separately fitted details, even though not all of them are. But he has a beautiful color scheme. And just like every detail of him in an open cab as well. And he runs beautifully as well. Least favorite, probably Percy or Spencer. Just because Spencer's the angle in which his boiler curves is, I don't like it.
It's not pronounced enough.
He's too tall as well. And then Percy is just kind of
weird in many ways.
His face is weird. There's a seam line right across the top. His boiler's like really circular. Now a couple of years ago, I guess everybody would have said James, but I feel like they've improved the model to a point where I feel like he's actually pretty good now. What about you, Terrence?
Yeah. Sorry, it's best and worst or favorite and least favorite? Because those are two different questions.
He says favorite and least favorite, but you can do both, I guess.
Favorite and least favorite. Okay. I'll start with favorite and least favorite. All right, so favorite, I mean, I've always loved the Bachman Salty, and I mean the OG, not the new one.
This is the OG right here.
One. Just because, you know, it's the darker paint scheme. It's got the black wheels, no painted lamp on the back. I just remember seeing that model when it came out, and I was very, very impressed with how it ran, how it looked. Everything was exactly as I envisioned. As far as, excuse me, just 1 second. Phone keeps buzzing like crazy. All right. As far as my least favorite, yeah, probably Percy or Toby, just because I've been through.
Oh, you don't like Toby?
I've been through 3 Bachman Tobys, and I don't know if it's just my luck, but every single Toby model I've been through, not burnt out. Well, my first one burnt out, but they all just don't run well. I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah, they run kind of crappily.
Yeah, and even after I oil him, after I grease him, it's just he's still running like that, you know. So it's just one of those deals where, you know, I think the performance just outweighed everything, and I just couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
But best model and worst model, I mean, yeah, I have to say probably Ryan is most likely their best model given the amount of detail and precision they got on the model. As far as the least or the worst model, I mean, again, probably Percy or Toby. All right. I think aesthetically or visually, Percy. Performance-wise, Toby, without a doubt.
Yeah, Toby's a pretty bad runner.
So, yeah. But ironically, the Mavis model, which I thought shared the same chassis, seems to run better. You know,
yeah.
I don't know what the deal is with that, but You know,
she's still a bit. My Mavis model is a little bit rough, so
yeah.
I'm not pretty sure about that. I think I'm getting Bachman models mostly because I bought Busted Buffer's Percy model. What are your recommendations to getting into modeling? Like in terms of getting into modeling, just do it.
Yeah, just do it. Don't be afraid. Don't get complacent because there's always room for improvement. You know, but definitely post your work. Never be afraid, and always take whatever feedback you can get. You know, some people are always going to give critical feedback. Other people are going to be like, you know, that's so great. You know, and it's reassuring to know that there's always more to do even after you post one thing.
Like in terms of custom models, like this is my Oliver. Like it's paper decals. Paint job's not really the best. The face is a little bit rough because it was made using a filament printer. But overall, like from a distance, he doesn't look too bad. Let's see what else. I've never been to a Thomas train shows or anything like that. I wish I could be there. Yeah, I haven't been to like those Greenberg train shows, like Thomas meetups that they had.
Those are nice. You got to make your way up there, Christian.
I do. They're Pennsylvania's not that far of a drive, honestly. Like if another one happens, granted, you'll probably be in school. But
definitely check it out. There's lots of fans there. I actually had the opportunity at the very end of the semester, and Thomas J219, who's on the stream right now, the two of us actually got a chance to go to the Canadian train show up in the British train show, which is held, what was it? Not Oswego. What was it? I'm drawing a blank right now. I think it was Brampton, Ontario, something along the lines of that. And incredible show. They had the Gauge 1 layout that everyone knows about with Ellsbridge Station, and they had a new edition, which was Maithwaite. And there were tons and tons of British products. And for those of you who are in the States, you know that you'll get more of a bang for your buck with Canadian than you will just buying something here in the States. So not only do you see all this British stuff in person, you know, rather than just going on Hattons or Rails of Sheffield or any UK site where you have to import it from overseas, but to see it in person, plus in Canadian dollars, it's a win-win. So it was definitely well worth the trip. We had a great time, and I highly recommend anyone to attend that when the next show is advertised. And
Rails of Sheffield, they're like the next closest thing to Hattons. They've gotten pretty expensive too. So
you know, they just announced their class 28, right? Which is going to be, is that a limited edition model?
I think limited release.
Limited release. Gotcha. Yeah. Definitely something I need to get my hands on at some point.
How did you make the mountains? Just cardboard.
Oops, sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, that's all right. Yeah, I need to get better cable management. Turn that off. Right?
Oh, good. Yeah, I don't want to bust their cords there.
Yeah, so it's literally just cardboard stripping, and if you use plaster cloth and lay it over, I recommend just paper mache is okay, but it's not as strong if you don't make it right. Because I don't think I added enough glue to this mixture, so because it's a bit wobbly. But the plaster cloth, pretty solid.
Yeah. I highly recommend plaster cloth. That's pretty much what I used on my entire layout.
Yeah, I just couldn't use all plaster cloth because it was because I just couldn't afford it at the time, even though it's kind of cheap.
Yeah.
But this was before I had a job.
There's certain sites you can look in Google where you can get tons and tons in bulk. So definitely don't be afraid to. Obviously, you know, if you go to your local hobby shop, you get the Woodland Scenics. That's great. But if you know you're going to be doing massive mountains on your layout, I highly recommend doing a Google search because then you could find these in bulk and then you'll get more of a bang for your buck that way. So, like I said, the plaster cloth, though, never had an issue with that. As long as you're in a relatively dry environment. Of course, if it's overly wet, then you might have some drying problems. But generally speaking, just get a nice clean bucket of water, get a roll of plastic cloth, scissors, put it in.
Surprisingly easy to use.
Go. Yeah, absolutely. And it sets within minutes. You know, it's not something you have to wait overnight. Granted, it might be a little damp still, but you'll notice that it starts to harden within just a few seconds. So,
all right. Any information on Bachman DCC, Thomas and Percy?
Oh man, you know, I've asked Doug about that a few times too. Nothing as of yet, folks. But just stay tuned for updates. Again, the next Thomas Tuesday is going to be the first Tuesday in July. The ad for that will be up within the next week or so. So just stay tuned, and hopefully Doug might have some information.
And those are going to have sound too, right?
They will. Yeah, DCC sound.
I originally thought the original sound Thomas. I thought that one was DCC too, but apparently it's not.
No, yeah, that one is just analog, so that as it runs, it just makes the sound. You know. So.
What else we got? Faves, Edward, Mavis, and Salty. Yep, those are all good. Bachman, Bill, and Ben are also great.
Yeah, they are.
Do you remember No Joke for James, the episode?
Of course.
was a great episode.
Of course, season 3.
Donald and Douglas, great models as well.
Definitely.
What's better for making customs, acrylic or spray paint? So far for my models, I've only just used brush paints. I'm not too confident in my spray painting abilities.
Yeah.
Because if you have to do it evenly, otherwise it just clumps and dries with drip marks.
Yeah, I haven't had much experience with locos, but I know all the rolling stock I've painted, whether it's an open wagon, a tanker, I've also just resorted to brushes and very fine brushes because, again, I'm always worried it's going to come out too clumpy, too much paint, and then it becomes a bit of a problem. But, the spray obviously is more time effective. In other words, you just go boom, you're good to go.
I would recommend using some like a matte, not a matte, but like chalk spray paint to prime the model before you paint them, just so the paint sticks better.
Yeah, that's a good idea too.
What else? Nice. My opinion about the Unlucky Tug is that he explains very well about Thomas in detail and makes me like to want to watch more. Yeah, I love the Unlucky Tug.
Yeah.
He's
the heart. He's the heart of the fandom.
Yeah, he really is.
Without a doubt.
He was really the one that, like, if it weren't for him, I probably still wouldn't be a Thomas fan because he just makes me appreciate the series in ways which I never thought.
Yeah. No, I mean, I know people, at Trainland, for instance, who are not Thomas fans per se, but they watch the Unlucky Tug's content because they grew up with Thomas, or it just intrigues them to then understand why the fandom is the way it is.
Yeah.
So it's
and he doesn't blow it out of proportion either. Like, we're not some great, like, this is going to change your life sort of thing.
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
just like, no, we're just like any other fandom.
And he articulates himself in a way that makes sense to anyone.
Yeah.
So
I hope DCC, Thomas, and Percy don't have moving eyes.
They're probably
they
gonna
probably
have
will have moving eyes.
But if you want to remove the moving eye mech, it's not the hardest job in the world.
Do you have Lionel or any Bachman James? Yeah, I have. I just got the Origin Black James, and then I have the regular Bachman James, and then I also have the large scale James. I do not have any Lionel stuff. Best way to do lining, I would just water slide transfers. They're a little hard to do at first, but once you get the hang of them, they're great. I want to be like Unlucky Tug one day. Yep, I think we all do.
Yeah.
We have the same LNER poster. Yeah, I love that poster. It's great. It's really aesthetically pleasing. Smudger instead of Yellow Reneus.
Oh, yeah.
That's something I do want to do.
Absolutely. Who said that, by the way?
Farquhar Studios.
Oh, Farquhar Studios. Yes. I actually told him about the stream. So
nice.
Great to see you, man. Great to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope all is well.
Terrence, can we buy your whole layout for 1 cent?
God. Listen, if I win the lottery, you guys can take everything.
Oh, okay, cool. Good to know. I'll give you like a scratch off, and you get like $2. I'm like, okay.
Oh, man. But yes, Smudger, God. I can tell you back in 2021, I made a thread on the Bachman forum saying that Bachman should have announced Smudger instead, but because of the whole CGI thing that Mattel keeps on pushing, we couldn't get that. But hopefully things will change. We'll have to see.
Where'd you get the LNER poster? Amazon. Favorite and least custom you've made? I would say Gordon, but Gordon was pretty easy to do, so there wasn't really any fun story with that one. I'd just have to say my favorite custom is probably Spencer. It's because I really like this sort of LNER silver paint job. I basically made him the same as Unlucky Tug did, except I mixed like a silver like gloss paint with like a gray matte paint. It came out really nice. So it's sort of a semi-gloss, but it's not like overwhelming.
Nick Goodrich even like saw the model right when you posted it.
Oh yeah. I was surprised. He was like, "Wow, I love this model." I was like, yeah, and I like the face design as well. In terms of least favorite custom, I'm not really good at thinking of that objectively. I guess Duncan, because he's just not finished yet. I mean, I guess Oliver, just because he was my first one, but I still like him a lot. Where do you get your engines? Generally, Nicholas Smith's trains, because they generally have the best prices.
But he sometimes goes to Train World too.
Yes. You can buy models at trainworld.com, everyone. Train World's also got the best place to pre-order as well. Does either Christian have any other hobbies besides trains?
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can go first.
Yeah, I like video game collecting. In fact, in the other room, I have a whole room of video games and stuff. I like collecting, I like playing games, I like watching anime. I don't really consider watching stuff a hobby though, because you're not really. Well, I mean, I guess people have their thing, but yeah,
Cool.
that's about it.
Yeah. In my case, I play tennis from time to time.
I know that actually.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, well, I don't really talk about it. I think it's just because it's a very common thing.
All I know about you is Thomas and piano.
Yes. So I primarily play piano, but that's not really my hobby. That's really my focus in life. Because I'm trying to become a college professor in piano or chamber music or music in general. So that's basically the goal next in my real life. But as far as hobbies, I like tennis. From time to time, I like playing basketball, just a little bit, not the full game. I watch a little bit. I like watching New York Knicks. I like, making little jokes about basketball, but just shooting hoops, playing small games like that is always fun, just to get me out there a bit. Lately, I've been trying to getting into working out. And then on top of that, I'm reading lots of books. Right now, I'm reading about basically Emerson, Thoreau, and Hawthorne, who are basically American transcendentalists from the 1800s, basically predating Karl Marx and communism. And basically, one of the piano works I'm working on right now from the 20th century by Charles Ives is based on those ideas. So I'm basically reading books, writing a research paper that I'm sending to my college professors, as well as those who I'm going to see in Brevard, which is the music festival I'm attending in North Carolina, just to get some insight from that before I apply for PhD programs in the fall. So that's what I'm doing in my actual life. As you can see, I'm quite an academic. I know a lot of you may not know that about me, but that's what I basically do in my spare time when I'm not, having fun with this. So that's it.
What else we got? Are you planning to make a D261 custom? I'd rather just get a Hornby one, honestly, if I can find one for a decent price. Generally, when they do go online, they're not terribly expensive either. Yeah, if I ever want to remake a Bold Out, I will definitely do that. And granted, the Class 40 locomotive is a pretty common locomotive, and it wouldn't be that hard to make a custom out of it either. If you wanted to see a locomotive, which one would it be? I guess I would love to go to the Tally-Thin Railway someday. The Killian Worth Valley Railway with that 2MC tank engine looks pretty cool as well.
Yeah, the Arthur's basis.
Yes. Oh, I also want to see Flying Scotsman. God, that's a live goal of mine. I know this is a basic answer, but I love A1s and A3 Pacifics.
Yeah.
Mallard, as well as the Railway Museum in York.
Yeah, I think in my case, pretty much the same answers. Tully Clinton, the Bluebell Railway too.
Yeah. I want to see Stepney.
Absolutely. That's another railway I'd love to see. And, just any other railway in Japan that I haven't been to yet. I actually, when I was over there just last month, I got the chance to experience the Kyoto Railway Museum or visit the Kyoto Railway Museum. And then it's interesting because Japan was westernized and took influence both from Britain as well as America. So you'll notice that they have the 440 in their primary roundhouse, as well as a bunch of British-looking engines. In addition, of course, to their famous bullet trains which evolved over the decades, as well as the their trolleys. So definitely something to check out if you happen to visit Japan. It's in Kyoto specifically, which, as most of you may or may not know, is basically the historical significant point of Japan, from religion to railways to pretty much everything Japanese related. So definitely check it out if you happen to be over there. 13 hours away. So yeah.
Have you ever put any of your models for sale on a website? No, I like all my models and I want to keep them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really do that kind of thing too, but I know I've done private sales with friends and through DMs on Twitter.
Pretty much.
So if there's ever something you're looking for or something you're interested in that if I have a spare, I'm always willing to negotiate a price and to possibly sell it. But if I don't, I can definitely try to help you find it, because I know, for example, a lot of those Hornby Thomas products are discontinued and really hard to find. But you'd be surprised. A lot of times, if you do a Google search, not just resort to eBay, because I know a lot of us always just go right to eBay, right? But if you do a Google search and not search just the product name, but instead Hornby R, whatever the number is, you're actually going to find more results. And a lot of times you're going to find these retailers who have no idea how much this stuff is going for on eBay. And you can end up finding something that, you know, would be going for, let's say, I don't know, 80 pounds on eBay for just 20 pounds on this site. You see what I'm saying? So that way you save your money and you're treating this much smarter.
Yeah. And I'm also like, there's also people selling stuff on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter, but there's also people selling stuff on Twitter all the time. There's actually an account that just quote retweets just, I think it's called just Thomas Model Sale, where they just retweet people selling their models. So yeah. How do you get the faces for your models? Pretty much all of them, all the custom ones are just 3D printed. Most of them you can just get off of Shapeways. Some of the ones like for Donald and Douglas and Emily and Diesel, I got off of Tom's Take merch. He prints them out, and I think he does commissions as well. Okay, Normal Tom's Can fan keeps asking where you live.
Me?
Yeah.
Long Island, New York. Not going to get any more specific than that.
I wouldn't even get that specific if I'm being honest.
It's all good. Long Island's a pretty dense place, so, you know.
Do you think Scruffy, the privately owned ballast truck, should have returned later in the model series or CGI series?
Well, technically he didn't put upon Percy.
It was just his face, though. Everybody says that Scruffy.
And then he died again.
Everybody says that Scruffy. It's literally just his face, though. I don't think that was actually meant to be Scruffy.
You know, but I know friends who have thought that was Scruffy and then were traumatized when they realized like that was the last appearance of him and thinking that he just died in the mine.
I mean, if we want to get technical, his face actually appeared in a later episode, Double Teething Troubles.
That's true. That's true. And that was after put upon Percy?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I think the Unlucky Tug pointed that out in one of his debunk shorts.
Well, I'll tell you this, Christian. If we're basing this on the VHS releases, that's not the case because Cranky Bugs came out before Races, Rescues, and Runaways. Right? So Double Teething Troubles was on Cranky Bugs. That was the first U.S. release. You see what I'm saying, folks?
Yeah, but in the U.K., the DVDs or the series released at a different time. So it released first.
Right.
So
look, either way, we're such nerds.
Okay,
you know, this is the kind of thing I invest my time in. You see, folks.
In terms of him actually like appearing again, like in the show, if the show was still going, I'm not sure. I mean, that'd be a cool fan story if someone would do. I'm not sure what that would be about though.
Yeah. Definitely.
I feel like redemption arcs are kind of overplayed. Yeah. So
look at TSS episode 11. Get your exposure right there.
Do you two have any idea on how to start your own Thompson Brun series? Go with what you have. Don't look at what you don't have. In terms of like making actual YouTube content, Mr. Beast said something which I think is actually something anybody should follow. Make 100 videos, and every video just improve on one little thing each time. And focus on that. Because and that's kind of what I try to do with my adaptations. I think I really hit my stride with Sodor Between the Lines, which I'm really excited to continue.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I can definitely back that up. And also look back at the OG days too. I mean, those of you who remember maybe Captain Punch, Miss Oliver and Blossom, and a bunch of other OGs. Look at what they did. You know, they kind of started out with just Thomas and Percy and James. One, because I think those were the only Bachman models out at the time, but also because it was a simple way to kind of get the ball rolling. And then they started adding in Henry and Gordon. And I'm not saying you have to add them in like their new engines like they did, but to kind of follow on by adding on the characters slowly but surely like that, it kind of makes the series sometimes more interesting. Now, my series, I didn't do that, as you guys probably know. I just started right with all the engines right then and there. Now, certain engines are going to be newer engines because I think I mentioned this, but a TSS is basically supposed to be everything up to season 7. That's already.
So you're basically continuing off of season 7.
Exactly. So when Rosie comes into the series, she's going to be a new engine. Thomas and the Birthday Mail never happened. All right, if that makes sense. The same goes for Ryan, if he ever appears in my series. And then the list goes on. Definitely Stanley. Stanley is another one. So basically, you know, these are all ideas you have, and you don't have to, there's no one right way or wrong way, but definitely, you know, start small. Just think to yourself, you know, okay, let's say I have Thomas, Henry, and James or something like that. I could just start with those 3 engines and then slowly but surely start to fuse in more as my collection starts to grow. Because none of us, even those of us with big collections, I mean, I've been collecting this stuff for over 20 years. You guys have to understand.
For over 20 years.
For over Jay Olivier?
Yeah.
Wouldn't really? Yeah. See, even I know this stuff. All right. Anyways, so seriously though, for over 20 years, I've been collecting my Bachman Thomas stuff. The first time I got anything Bachman Thomas related, I was 4 years old. It was the starter set, And then from there, it just became this big snowball effect where every single birthday, every single Christmas, I was adding on more and more things to the list. It's not like I just went right to the hobby store and was like, all right, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that. And I spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars all in one sitting. That's just not what we do. So you got to start small. You got to have a plan. Okay, I want to get maybe this model, that model, and this model for this video. And I know that's going to come out first, so maybe I should start with that. Or I should get these because I know they're discontinued and eBay is only going to have this one-time auction, so I have to get onto it now. You see what I'm saying? You have to kind of strategize how you're going to be getting these models. You can't just say to yourself, oh, I need to get all this. Oh, he has all that already. Why don't I have that? It takes time to build this stuff. Absolutely. All right? And you'll see within a decade or two, your collection's really going to start to grow when you pace things out like that. So that's all I got to say to there. So,
yeah. What else we got? Where do you buy Hornby models? Generally off of UK sites.
Yeah. You know, Rails of Sheffield, actually, right now, folks, if you go into Rails of Sheffield and you look up Thomas, Hornby Thomas, they have tons and tons of old discontinued Thomas box for decent prices. I don't even know if you know that. You didn't see that?
They do, but the Flying Scotsman's like 500 pounds.
Maybe there's some exceptions to that. But
dude, even their pre-owned models, like, it's so ridiculous the prices they sell them for.
Okay.
But
if you look at some of the older rolling stock, all right, and this is not just Rails of Sheffield, but just in general, if you look on eBay and you do these searches, I assure you guys, you will find decent prices if you look really, really carefully. All right, you can't just look at the names that you recognize, because a lot of times I find that people resort to Rails of Sheffield, Hatton's, Gauge Master. I don't know what's another popular UK site people use. But you guys get the point, right? Look at those names that actually aren't common or may look like they're not really going to have it, because
Olivia's Trains.
That's a good example. That's a site where if you click on it, actually they do have what you need, and the prices actually turn out to be a lot more reasonable than you would have anticipated. So never be afraid to look into that.
Yep. So. How long and how expensive would it be to build an IRL's Thomas out of tungsten?
Wait, have you done that?
No, like they're talking about like full scale E2.
Oh, full scale. Jesus.
Probably as much as like. When's the last time a steam train was built though? Like 2009. Like that was when that 19F was built. Yeah, probably a while. Because we're not in an era where steam trains are mass produced anymore. So I mean, it's just like a project that someone would do. Where is TSS episode 12? I've been waiting for 2 years. That's like the third time we've answered that.
Is it the same guy asking the question?
I don't know. Normal Thomas fan. I'm not sure if he was the same.
Okay, look, if he asked the question, then dude, we already answered your question. But if it turns out to be someone else, apologies. It's just been taking a long time because basically life gets in the way. I haven't had a lot of time to really finish editing in a lot of other parts of the episode I'm not really happy with, so I need to go back and refilm certain things just so that it's smooth and everything comes out the way I wished. But it is coming. Obviously, Emily's the main character. I'll give you guys a little bit of a preview, maybe. Not too many spoilers, but Emily's the main character. Old Slow Coach is going to be a significant character, and she's basically the vintage coach. All right. And all I'm going to say in addition to that, it's kind of like Hero of the Rails, except instead of Thomas, you have Emily, and instead of Hero, you have Old Slow Coach. Okay. That's kind of the idea of episode 12 of TSS. All right. No more details than that, but a lot of characters, classic characters, are involved in this. Bill and Ben are significant in this episode, for instance. So just stay tuned. All right. I think it's going to be an entertaining one.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize like this man's in grad school.
Yeah.
So he's trying to get his doctorate, I think.
Yeah. PhD.
Yeah. So like a lot of this, like we have, I mean, like when it was kids, we were different, but like we're adults now. We got so much other things to worry about. Like when I posted the first episode of Sort of Between the Lines, like it was a great response, by the way. I had a couple people saying, "Cool, when's the next one?" I'm like, "I just posted one, and already you want another one?" But like, yeah, I mean, I said like 1 to 2 months, but hey, I could like something could come up, man. We don't know for sure. We don't have a set schedule. We don't do this for a living.
Yeah.
So I wish I could do this full time.
Yeah,
but
all of us.
Yeah.
Anyway. But it's a fun hobby, whenever life gets difficult, for any reason, whether it's a personal reason or you know, an academic reason. It's nice to go down into the basement or go into your training room and then just decompress with all this stuff. So, but believe me, TSS episode 12, it's still in the works. I know it's been on hiatus for years. I apologize. I haven't forgotten about it, but I give you guys a little bit of a preview of what it's going to be about. Basically, Emily as Thomas, old slow coach as Hero, kind of a similar plot as Hero of the Rails, a little with some classic influences, I guess you could say. So it should be a good one. All right.
Sasha the Tank Engine says, "How's the doctor?"
Oh, he's good. And, right now, you know, I have a new narrator, Thomas J219. He's going to be narrating the episode 12 of TSS. But I haven't been in contact with the doctor in some time. That being said, I definitely plan to reach out to him for future ideas for episodes after 12 and so on and so forth. But he's been a great help, as you guys know, for the whole season 1 of TSS. He's written all the scripts with a few ideas here and there from me. And then obviously he was the primary narrator of that whole season. So it was a good time. Obviously, again, I was an undergrad student at that time. I had a little more free time. I mean, not that much more free time, because even back in those days, you guys remember, I would be uploading 1 to 2 episodes a year, right? Because I was away at college and stuff like that. And, you know, these episodes take time to film. You know, it's not like I can just take one take and be good, right? You have to take multiple takes, because these model trains oftentimes stall on points. They derail. The tracks aren't clean. You're not happy with how fast they're going. There's a lot of factors that go into play.
And Hunt the Trucks, I in my adaptation of Hunt the Trucks, there was a shot where I had Donald and Douglas with snowplows on, just going along the line. That scene took like 30 takes, and it was only for like 5 seconds. It was a 5-second shot. But like the snowplows kept falling off, or like one engine was going faster than the other. But I wanted them to run both side by side. But yeah, so this stuff like
takes time.
It takes time
and effort and energy.
And where I don't want to half-ass anything.
Right.
So
yeah, definitely. So
what is your dream Thomas movie?
Dream Thomas, me or you, or just?
He's asking the stream, so right. It was good both of us.
You can go first.
My dream Thomas movie, I would want it. Before we talk about that, let's talk about the Mark Forster movie.
Yeah.
We don't know anything about it. All I know is that it's directed by the same guy who did Christopher Robin, and that's like a really grounded, like sort of a really feel-good story. So I hope it's something like that. By the way, have you seen that video that the guy made about the Adventures of Thomas?
Yeah, it was recent, right?
Yeah.
And like the ideas of it, and apparently like they weren't going to have actual faces or something like that. Yeah, it's interesting.
I'm glad that wasn't made.
Yeah. That would have been quite creepy. I would have kept the faces, because that's an iconic part of Thomas. So, no, it's interesting. Where are you going with this though?
So for the Mark Forster movie, I feel like I hope it's going to be something more about something like more Railway Series oriented, but it could go either way. I'm not optimistic. I'm cautiously optimistic for that.
Yeah.
Do you want to give your thoughts on that, and then we can talk about our dream movie?
Yeah. Nothing really to add, you know, just because there's not enough information for me to really spread a lot of opinions or thoughts just yet, you know. But if we happen to get more information and they post more things, that's when I could really sit down and think about my thoughts. So, yeah, but we'll transition now to the.
So in terms of a dream Thomas movie, what would I want it to be about? I guess I would want it to be about Gordon. Movie. I don't really see Thomas as like a sort of like cinematic, like sort of Star Wars-esque, you know, big blockbuster sort of story. Like if we're talking like more simple movies, like, you know, like Great Discovery, Lost Treasure. Yeah, I would want my dream movie would be about Gordon. Maybe Flying Scotsman would be in there. And I'm not sure what the stakes would be though. Is my thing.
Yeah, you know, it's something I haven't really thought about myself. I know this sounds probably somewhat unpopular, and it probably wouldn't really do well, but we're talking about myself, right? Like my dream Thomas movie. So I know Britt Elcroft kind of tried to do this with Magic Railroad. But again, I think the idea of having the real world fused into the island of Sodor would be an interesting concept, but it has to be done in a very careful way that communicates or executes a message to the audience that is clear to anyone. In other words, it has to be true to what Audrey's vision was, but at the same time, I do like the idea of adding somewhat of a romantic element, by having, for example, Burnett Stone and Tasha and all that, but again, it has to be done in a way that makes sense. Now, how exactly it's done, I can't really say, because again, this is a question I haven't really thought about in the past. So,
yeah. While we're on the topic of the Magic Railroad, I'm not a fan. I hate it. A while ago, I would have said it's the worst movie. I don't think it's as bad as like Misty Island or Big World.
Mm-hmm.
I still think it's pretty down there.
Yeah.
Just because Burnett Stone might be my most hated Thomas character. Because he finds out I know it was different in the original cut, but in the final cut, he finds out his granddaughter is missing, and he goes, "All right, we'll find her." Like, bro, are you not going to do anything about that? You're a terrible grandpa. I don't care if your wife died.
Yeah.
But yeah, the biggest problem, it was just like the whole Burnett Stone Lily sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like the idea, even though I never grew up with Shining Time Station. I like the idea of having a movie that sort of connects the two worlds of Thomas and Shining Time a bit more. I just don't think the sort of, I mean, you could still have like, I feel like it should have been like Mr. Conductor based, and he like goes on an adventure with his cousin sort of thing. You can still have the Diesel 10 plotline in there. Yeah, and again, and in the movie, just like the Thomas world, it just feels so empty because there's no people there.
No,
it's only the original cast.
Yeah.
No Edward, so it's only 6 characters really.
Yeah, this is a kind of a strange thought I had, but the figures are such an iconic part of the model series, and what always intrigued me with Thomas, as strange as that may sound, but I always liked the design of them. I thought that they were interesting, kind of reminded me of like those old Russian dolls in a way. But I always thought as a kid that the one way to get to Sodor, the only way to get to Sodor in the human form like we are, right, is through the Magic Railroad, or through the Magic Buffers. But if you were to travel to Sodor on a plane or on a boat, or you know what I'm saying, like in the real world, when the moment you entered Sodor ground, you would morph into a figure. A model era figure. All right.
Which I guess that's why they didn't do like many people in the Sodor world, just because they probably didn't want to hire like a bunch of green screen actors.
Right.
But
I mean, even look at Magic Railroad, it kind of makes sense. I mean, you look at Lady Hat's portrait, all right? It was her as a figure.
Yeah, it was a model. I don't know why they did that either.
I mean, I like that because it makes it more believable based on what we knew from the show, in a way. But it made me think, maybe like you would morph into a figure once you entered Sodor in the real world. But if you entered it through the Magic Railroad, you could stay as yourself. In other words, human flesh, and you guys get what I'm saying. So.
Okay. All right. Just Dougie says, run Donald and Douglas, or else I'll steal all of Terence's layout. I guess I won't run them then.
So you want them to steal my layout?
Yeah, they can go ahead.
Well, I don't know how you plan on doing that, but
I will run Donald and Douglas though. I guess he's been asking that for a while.
All right, sounds good. By the way, do you have another water I could have?
Oh yeah. You got an entertainment channel. Okay,
we're taking a little bit of a break.
I'm a bit parched myself, so I will also get.
All righty, thank you very much. All right, hello folks. This is now the TerenceTheTractor525 only stream. And how is everyone doing in the chat? Peter Fonda was better in the first Nicolas Cage goes. Yeah. I can see that. Like Yuli's Gold. Like those are all movies that, Peter Fonda played really well. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, good thoughts, folks. Christian P will be back. Once again, I'm Christian V, aka TerenceTheTractor525. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight, guys. Yes, it's been a long time since I've really communicated with you guys, so I owe this to you. For those of you who are just tuning in, I'm on my way to North Carolina for a music festival, and I decided to stop here in Virginia to visit Christian P, aka Gordonpacific04, as I'm from New York, and this is kind of the halfway mark. So, yeah, we're just vibing, having a good time. Thank you so much.
Well, you sit there for a bit because I haven't sitting there for a while.
Oh, really? Okay, sounds good. All right. And this live stream is sponsored by Deer Park.
Best water.
Best water.
Fuck Dasani.
Fuck Dasani. Although,
dude, have you ever looked at the ingredients of a Dasani bottle?
Dude, let's not talk about it.
Sodium, like chloride, and like salt for added taste. Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Keep entertaining my chat.
All right.
I want to find a school.
Yeah, keep on asking questions, folks. We're here to answer them. And we will run Donald and Douglas in the next few minutes or so. Yeah. What is that French brand?
I'm just gonna stand
Evian, right? Is the French brand of the really good water, right?
I have no idea.
I think Evian, right? For those of you who know Evian water, they say it's the best because the pH levels and there's no lead and stuff like that. So I think they import that from France. So if you're looking for really good water, Evian water is what I'd highly recommend if you're very concerned about your health. If not, Deer Park, we're sponsoring Deer Park. We're sponsored by Deer Park.
Spring water is the best water.
So spring water is the best water. All right. Do not get Dasani. Do not get Aquafina. Do not hurt yourself with those drinks.
All right. What else we got? Oh, I should probably run Douglas, I guess. Normally I would double head them, but Douglas is missing his front cover, so I'll just run. I'll tell you what, I'll do this.
Christian, they're asking, when did you start your channel?
2015, I believe.
2015, yeah.
That's when I was doing like wooden railway videos though. But I only started doing like model videos last year, like January of last year.
Gotcha. Yeah. I started TerenceTheTractor525 back in 2013. Crazy that it's been over 10 years already. It doesn't feel like it's been that long. But I've been involved with the Thomas online community since, I want to even say 2006, 2007, when I was in elementary school, because I would look at Captain Punch. I'd look at Thomas J219, who is with us right now. I would look at Sparkshot. I would look at Miss Oliver and Blossom, and the list goes on, and be consistently inspired. And then finally in 2013, my folks were like, all right, you know, you're just about to enter high school. You can finally make your own channel. And then I got the green light, and then it all started from there. So that's basically my story.
Okay, I'll have Donald with the express coaches, and then Douglas can be with the museum coaches and this way from right band. Oh, that's fine.
All right. All right, yes. You know, I like that your bed, or it's not your bed, but this bed, which I'm going to be sleeping on tonight. I get to be in the train room tonight. Isn't that great? Anyways, this bed is at a height where I'm eye level with the board. In other words, I feel like a little person witnessing this. So that's pretty neat.
All right, Donald is running.
All right, Cyberverse Trends is asking what part of Virginia you're from.
Just outside of the Richmond area. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
Okay. Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties. So you probably asked this method, but what is your favorite and least favorite character and why? Okay. All right, Christian, you can go first. Christian,
favorite character, Gordon, because I personally relate to a lot of his sort of the themes and morals of his episodes. You know, sort of thinking that you're better than you. You know, you're this very you're a very prestigious engine. But you have to live up to that, and you can't be an asshole. You have to, even though you are regarded in high respect, you still have to be humble in that. And I also really like his just character journey throughout the Railway series, and even in the TV show, he's great.
He says, so you smashed through walls to learn your lesson?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, better view for Gordon.
Yeah, that's, I mean, hey, I learned better the hard way, too.
You know, sometimes you just got to fall flat in the face to really get it, right?
Yeah. And then injure everybody in your cab as well.
Dude, Thank God they did not put that in the final cut. Oh my God.
Well, least favorite character we've talked about before is Philip, I guess. I mean, I normally.
Yeah.
Okay.
I told you guys many
Philip,
times.
Nia, and Rebecca.
Yeah. Samson.
I don't
not
like
a fan
Samson.
of him either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's well written, I guess, but he has some stupid episodes.
Yeah. I was never really that into him either. Least favorite, Philip. I answered this earlier, but I just can't stand his voice. I can't stand his persona. I cannot stand anything that engine does. And if Bachman announces Philip, adios, folks. That's all I gotta say. But in the case of favorite character, Terrence the Tractor. Why do you think I'm Terrence the Tractor525? And why? I just always like the episode. I like the song "Don't Judge a Book by Its Cover," really based on Thomas and Terrence there. And my favorite color as a child was orange, so that's probably why I was very intrigued by Terrence. That's basically it. Oh my God, Philip for 2025. I'm telling you guys right now, if Bachman does that, I'm done.
Speaking of songs, what's your favorite Thomas song?
My favorite?
Yes.
I mean, as a kid, I liked "It's Great to Be an Engine" just because that was the first one I ever heard. But now, as an adult, dude, it's hard to say. It always changes. Depends on my mood. But definitely one of the Mike and Junior classics, without a doubt.
So, for me, it used to be a 4-way tie between the Snow Song, Thomas's Winter Wonderland, Night Train, and Every Cloud Has a Silver Lining. Just because those were the 4 I heard the most. Because my favorite Thomas DVD all the time is Ultimate Christmas. Just because as a kid I had the Thomas's Christmas Wonderland VHS and the Thomas's Snowy Surprise VHS, and then I got the Ultimate Christmas DVD, and it was like best of both worlds right there.
Yeah. Original multi.
And then I had the Spills and Chills DVD.
Yeah.
And that actually had both Night Train and Every Cloud Has a Silver Lining on it.
But you know, his favorite holiday Thomas DVD is actually Merry Winter Wish.
I mean, hey, I like the theme in that one.
Joking, folks. No. But
I'd have to say that Every Cloud Has a Silver Lining, because if I'm ever in a bad mood, I'll just listen to that song. It's a great song.
Yeah, that's honestly a really good one. Yeah, I also like Rules and Regulations.
That's a good one too.
Even though that never got an official music video. I like I know you said one time that this one is boring, but as an adult, I really appreciate it. The Red Balloon.
I found it boring as a kid. I love it now.
Yeah.
Same with the Island song.
Yeah. It's because those sensitive songs, like while they're not, the most pumped up songs, they're very uplifting, and there's like a spiritual dimension that you grow to appreciate as you get older, And when you're going through hard times of any sort, for anything, you put on a song like that, it just relaxes the mind, it relaxes the soul, and you're motivated then and disciplined enough to keep on going through life.
I really like Never Never Give Up.
It's a good one too.
I just like the music video of that one. That one's just cool. You see all these characters and then all the accents go. Why is it this guy?
They keep on they keep rejecting their
maybe not put racial slurs in your comments.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Watch what you say, folks. Really. Which character you wish you could have seen in the CGI series? Oh man, Boko, without a doubt.
Boko, Duke.
Duke, and possibly Stepney. But honestly, I would just more so say Boko and Duke, because I worry with Stepney they would have fucked up. Excuse my language. They would have screwed up his proportions like they did with Oliver.
Yeah.
So
I also would have wanted to see the Coldy Fella engines adapted. Finally.
That would have been cool. Yeah. I think as far as Railway Series characters, also freaking seeing Wilbur in 16, that would have been pretty neat. Yeah.
Wilbur in 16.
Imagine if they actually did cab over wheels in CGI.
And if they continue with the small railways, they could have introduced Jock.
Jock, yeah.
Dude,
I was predicting they would do that, but they never did.
My old username was Jockman101, Jock the Auxiliary Engine.
Really?
It was Jockman101, then Jock the Arlesdale Engine, then Average Thomas Fan, and then finally Gordonpacific04. I'll stop these right here.
Be right back.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll be right back, folks.
Let's stop these right here because they're pretty loud. All right.
When do your folks plan to return?
They said they'd be back pretty late, so I'd say probably around like 10 o'clock.
10? Oh, okay, all right.
So
I just want to make sure like we're not too loud. Like they're not here now, are they?
No, they're not.
Okay.
We'll probably wrap it up when they do arrive, though.
All right,
so
sounds good.
What else?
All right.
You can have your seat back.
Thomas J. No, I'm good. Actually, I need to stand.
Okay.
Or else I'm gonna fall asleep.
All right.
Dude, I drove over 6 hours today. All right, I'm tired.
All good. But everybody keeps asking about favorite characters. What about favorite episode from the classic series?
Favorite episodes? Okay, good question.
You go first.
All right. I always resort to make someone happy just because that's the first one I ever saw, but I wouldn't say that's my favorite. Oh God, from the classic series, favorite episode. You know, Horrid Laurie is a masterpiece. I always loved Horrid Laurie. That's a very exciting one. I love Horrid Laurie. Something in the Air is also really good. That Henry episode. By George. That's another that's another banger.
Put up on Percy if we're going to the season 5 theme.
Yeah. Honestly, just the whole Races, Rescues, and Runaways VHS, that's just that's a freaking banger, dude.
And Spills and Chills as well.
Spills and Chills as well.
If you asked me a long time ago, I would not have been able to tell you my favorite episode. I would have been like, oh, like Haunted Henry.
Yeah,
another one where but I think pretty set in stone now, my favorite episode. This is probably I'm not sure how basic of an answer this is, but Thomas Beats the Queen.
Thomas Beats the Queen.
That one plays at the end of Best of Thomas, which I had as a kid.
Yeah.
That one always felt like such a grand episode, even though it's season 4 continuity is a bit messed up. It feels like such like a cinematic episode. The theme when Gordon comes into the station, bro. I want that theme at my wedding, bro.
Yeah, I feel that.
So yeah, other great episodes. God, Gordon and Spencer.
Yeah. Other favorite episodes or just great episodes?
Just other favorite episodes.
Okay. Well, I love Escape from season 3. That's a given.
If we're gonna get the basic one out of the way, Grandpa and Sleeping Beauty.
Grandpa and Sleeping Beauty. Really all the Duke episodes.
Yeah.
Edward's Exploit. Obviously, that's a classic. The Flying Kipper is a classic. Whistles and Sneezes. That's my favorite from season 1.
From season 1, I really like Edward Help. I think Edward's Help Out. Edward's Help Out. Edward Help. You know what I meant.
Yeah.
Edward Helps Out. I think that might have been the first episode I saw because it was on Thomas and his friends help out, which I don't know.
That was your first exposure to Thomas?
I think so. I'm not entirely sure because I can't remember a time in my life without Thomas.
I think mine was Make Someone Happy.
Yeah, you told me it was Make Someone Happy.
Yeah, which I said. And just the opening shot of the fishing village. That's why I had to recreate it on my intro layout.
There was one season 1 episode I was thinking of, but I totally forgot about it.
Season 1 episode, you said?
Yeah. What was it?
Who was the character?
I don't know.
You don't know the character?
It was like I was thinking about this like the other day. I was like, there was one season 1 episode that's really good. I can't think about it. I'll have to come back to it.
Okay, well, not Whistles and Sneezes?
No.
Cole or Henry Special Gold, The Flying Kipper?
No. Okay, let's go through all of them. Thomas Gets Tricked. Edward Helps Out.
It can't be like one of the
Edward,
first.
Gordon, Henry.
It's not like one of the first 10, is it?
I don't think so. No, Thomas Saves the Day. That's what I was thinking of.
Thomas Saves the Day?
Yeah.
Like Thomas in the Breakdown Train?
Thomas in the Breakdown Train, yeah.
Dude, how did you not think of that?
I don't know. But that's a great episode.
It's a classic.
You got the James crash,
right,
the James introduction, the Breakdown Train.
It's a classic, yeah.
I love that episode.
Yeah. See, I think for me, the ones that I could consistently watch without getting bored are probably from seasons 4 and 5. You know, I find as an adult, especially season 5. I love 1 and 2. Don't get me wrong. I love season 1.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3. I see. That's why I try not to rewatch Classic Thomas as much because I want every viewing of them to be special.
Exactly.
If I watch them too much, then my brain's gonna turn off.
I find season 1
I've watched them so many times.
As wonderful as season 1 for being as close to Audrey's intention as it is. I find a lot of season 1 to be very dry. A lot of it, where I sit there and I like it. Don't get me wrong. I love the music and I love the episodes.
It suffers from season 1 syndrome, where like the first season's obviously going to be.
It's
you got to establish.
Right. You got to establish everything,
be
but I think also the execution of it. It's just everything seems to be a lot drier. Generally speaking, and it's more than just the smaller cast of characters. I think it's just the way they shot it, the way in which they paced it, and obviously maybe the stories were a little bit more simple. But season 5, on the other hand, oh man, like I could sit there, I could watch Horrid Laurie any day, like that kind of thing. and again, I'm not dissing season 1 because I think it's wonderful for what it is, but I do find myself sometimes getting bored as I talk or look at season 1.
Yeah, if we're gonna rank the seasons, for me, 5 is number 1. I think we're both agreed season 5 is the best season.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, which is easy to remember. Jack in the Pack, I think, is actually after the first 5 seasons, I actually really love Jack in the Pack.
Yeah, Jack in the Pack's great.
Then I want to say season 20. I love season 20. I know there's
season 20 above 6 and 7.
Above 6 and 7. I will admit
that's a hot take. Let me tell you something.
I know there's a lot.
That's where him and I are a little different.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. I forget who it was on Twitter. They were like, "Oh, the Brenner era used fan service to trick you into thinking it was good." I'm like, no, it was actually good.
No, it is good. It is good. I don't agree. I don't agree with that notion. But what I don't agree with is that it's placed above season 6 and 7 because 6 and 7 to me are still classics.
Now it's really up to preference because, you know, it's if you like models or CGI, there's people who can't watch the new CGI stuff because they prefer the old model stuff, and you know what? That's fine. I don't care. It's people have their preference.
The issue I have with season 20. All right.
Okay.
Now, don't get me wrong. I think season 20 is wonderful for what it is. It's definitely the best CGI season. That I will say. It's the best CGI season. But for it to be better than the classic 7, I don't think so. In my opinion, the issue I have with season set with really the Brenner era in general, if I'm being honest with you, but especially season 20, a lot of times is the execution. Great plots, weird execution at times. The music, especially, I sometimes have an issue with.
We've talked about the music endlessly.
We've talked about this through calls. But a lot of times when you listen...
Musical taste is subjective, I will say that.
When you listen to the music from season 20, it lacks a certain quality that the older model seasons had. All right? Take Ryan and Daisy for instance. An excellent episode. As far as the plot is concerned. When you look at the music, though, you hear this ding, 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 ding. And Daisy season 20 theme, look, it's a melody for what it is. All right? I like the classic theme more, not just because of the nostalgia, but just because it makes more sense to me. But in addition to that, I do believe that the instrumentation is lacking. You know, in season 20, you got these clacky sounding, metallic sounding notes instead of these drawn out, more melodic lines that you would have found in the older themes. The other thing is that the characters don't really have these iconic themes that they used to. Now, in the specials, it's a different story. I think Legend of the Lost Treasure did an outstanding job with the music, with the score. No doubt about that. But when you look at the actual episodes from season 20, that's where I start to listen. And I'm like, wait a second, this is not really something that I vibe with. You know what I mean? So again, great plots. But if we're talking great plots, that's not really what attracts me to Thomas. I might as well just watch a show like Game of Thrones or Law and Order or Blue Bloods or, you know, any other like show that adults watch, right? So, but what makes Thomas really attractive for a lot of adults, you know, at least in my opinion, is the execution, the music, the character themes, the model work. Those are the factors that really enticed me into Thomas, not the plots, because there's so many shows I could watch that already have great plots, right? So that's something that I feel, and I know I might be in the minority with this, but hey.
No, I think you're in the majority.
I'm in the majority?
I think you're in the majority because most people just they don't want to deal with anything CGI.
Yeah.
Like here's the thing. I mean, I love a good story. I love how the way the characters are written. I love seeing them because with CGI, like model work is obviously more impressive, but there's so much more stuff that you can do with CGI that I wish I could do.
It's true.
So obviously it's preference, and also there's advantages and disadvantages. And I will never not, if someone says they don't like the CGI series because of CGI, you know what? That's a preference. I don't really care. In terms of me thinking it's better than 6 and 7, I actually think it's neck and neck with like season 7. I've actually grown to appreciate season 7 a little bit more over time.
Yeah.
Season 6. Okay, the hardest part about growing up in life for me is finding out how much season 6 sucks. Not sucks, but like it's very dry. Like, I kind of hate Unlucky Tug because he made me hate Edward the Really Useful Ending. And that was James of the Red Balloon was a DVD I grew up with, and I'm like, oh, well, now I know this episode sucks.
I love Unlucky Tug for the fact that he said that 7 is the superior season to season 6.
It is.
I
don't think there's many people who think that 6 is better than 7. Is there?
There are people who say 6 is better, but Unlucky Tug confirmed it. 7's better, folks. 7's better.
Yes, his opinion's objectively correct.
Yeah. No, I'm joking. I mean, look, his opinions are clearly like, you know, are like gospel to the fandom, you know, and it's understandable because he always
and you can disagree with them,
But you are
Nothing wrong with
entitled
disagreeing with
you
them.
are entitled to disagree. I mean, we disagree, as you saw.
And if you do
know,
disagree
so-
with them, you're not God either. So I don't know. That's one of the reasons why I had
You
to
won't
get
be
off of
canceled
Twitter.
for disagreeing.
Well, no. People like when they say something different from the Lucky Tug, they're like they're proud of that statement.
They're proud of that.
They're like, actually, I disagree with the Lucky Tug, so I don't want to get into drama. So
yeah.
So okay, I keep getting off topic, but season 20 actually made me like it felt good to be a Thomas fan again. And there's bad episodes of season 20, like Saving Time, 3 Steam Engines Rough. Those were really the 2 stinkers in there. And then the Hugo episodes. I don't like the Hugo episodes either.
And this might sound very crazy. Now, while season 20, I do believe overall is the best CGI season. The CGI season that actually hit me the best, believe it or not, was
18?
actually 17.
Really?
And that was because it was the first really good season after a while, and also because I found that season had the strongest stories across the board. That season, there weren't any horrible, from what I remember, horrible episodes.
Yeah, there weren't really any
right, like any right. 18 had some, 19 definitely had some, and 20 had some. Right, and 21 definitely had some too.
Yeah.
But 17, on the other hand, I think across the board,
it was more consistent.
It was exactly. It was consistent. The only issue that with 17 was that the animation wasn't too great yet. But that was only because Arc was probably just starting out. And as we saw, by 19 and 20.
In fact, I will say season 17 probably has worse animation than Nitrogen.
Yes, I agree with that. It was a little more blurry. It was a little more.
It feels like the Nitrogen era, but just unrendered.
Right. But as far as execution in the plots, 17 in some ways was actually the superior season to all of them. And but overall, considering the animation and other factors, 20, as we all know, is.
And I will get back to my original point, I swear. But something else I noticed a lot with the CGI seasons, some of the episodes end kind of abruptly.
Mm-hmm.
Like you wish that the ending doesn't satisfy.
Right. And Lucky Tug did touch upon this too. But you notice they were always laughing at the end. Everything's hunky dory. But there's never a very touching.
They're very similar in tone.
They're all similar, exactly. They're similar in tone, and it's a very oh ha 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 ha. Okay, end of episode. Yeah. There's never this beautiful melody that you would have that closes off the theme, like the way you would find in seasons 3 to 5, for instance, right? And obviously, look, a lot of that has to do with the CGI animation. It's not going to execute that same realistic, deep quality that a lot of the older seasons had. And it's understandable, all right? Maybe a lot of kids don't relate to that kind of thing. Mattel maybe found that out, so that's why they changed it to this sort of ha 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 sort of ending, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
But that's where I really find myself attached to classic Thomas, because it hit the soul more deeply than I find that CGI does. Again, because of factors like the music, the way it's paced, the way it's executed. I think Carlin also was a wonderful narrator, even in Baldwin season 5, at the way of executing it in a way that's relatable. Whereas Morgan, as much as I think he's a wonderful actor, as well as all the who should be narrator, as well as all the voice actors, sometimes they give off this phony vibe because of the way they express their nuances. In other words, when you have a character saying hello, and they emphasize their syllables like a roller coaster, it doesn't come across as genuine. It comes across as funny.
I will say the U.S. There's certain actors that are better in either dub. Mm-hmm. The U.S. dub, I think they do that. I think they recorded the U.S. dub first before the U.K. dub. Mm-hmm. So I think they were given a lot more freedom there, whereas with the UK dub, they kind of had to match the lip movements as well. I guess I'm getting behind the chat. There were some questions that I actually and
for those of you who disagree or have counter arguments to points that we're making here, please mention them, because we always are considering other factors, perhaps something that I haven't considered or something that Christian P hasn't considered.
Let's kind of go rapid fire with some of these. Favorite Thomas movie?
Our favorite Thomas movie? Look, Legend of the Lost Treasure, I think, is the best one. But my favorite actually is probably The Great Discovery.
Great Discovery. Yeah. I love Mystery Revenge Begins and Hero of the Rails as well.
Yeah, Hero of the Rails is terrific.
Who's your second favorite Thomas character? Probably Edward for me.
Second favorite character?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too hard for me. I'm going to go with Percy, but with his season 5 persona.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I think my top 5: Gordon, Edward, Bill and Ben, Duke. What's my 4th? Cranky, probably. I love Cranky.
I can't do top 5. This is too hard, folks. Just really anything classic. All right, let's just go with that.
Do you think narrated better Ringo Starr or Alec Baldwin? Alec Baldwin in season 5, at least.
I think, yeah. I think for me, it's Baldwin, just because, again, my first exposure to Thomas was through season 5, so that's what I'm more used to. Although I can understand why some would say Ringo Starr.
I'm actually not the biggest fan of Ringo Starr. The only season I prefer to watch his dub in is the first season, is the original UK dub, but that's because the dialogue is a lot more true to the book. Like Henry calls Gordon a fat face, and that's just not in the US dub. Miles, you guys suck. Can we at least agree season 12 kind of sucked? I will actually defend season 12 here.
Wow, this is interesting.
I actually think season 12 is better than 10 and 11.
Really? Okay,
yes.
that's the hot take right
Here's
there.
the thing, because there's
Whoa. Okay. Here we go.
Here we go. I think 8 and 9 are better. And then season 12 I still think is kind of a bad season. I will admit. There's still episodes in season 10 and 11 that I have not seen.
Oh, really?
Like there's like Thomas in the spaceship, or
bro, there is not one model era episode of Thomas I have not seen.
There's 10 and 11 episodes.
I'm that intrigued.
Because here's the thing: there was no way when I grew up. There was no way to watch them. They weren't. They were only on PBS.
Yeah.
They were not on DVD. That's
well 11, 10. They had some releases like Thomas and the Treasure.
Yeah, they had Thomas and the Treasure, like Carnival Capers.
Yeah.
Season 11, we only got Engines and Escapades.
Yeah,
so I haven't
sucks, because 11 did have its fair share of good episodes.
I did see some episodes. Like I remember
Hector the Horrid.
I remember seeing Hector the
Gordon
Horrid.
and the Engineer.
I did not see that one until like way later.
Yeah, I mean those were.
I've seen the ones that are most talked about. Like I've seen Dirty Work.
Yeah, Dirty Work's a good one.
There's like Percy and the Storyteller or whatever.
And let's just talk about this for a second, just to digress. So remember what I said about the music and CGI, right? Obviously, let's take Dirty Work as an example. There's James's hit era theme, which I think everyone can agree is a pretty decent theme. Not Mike and Junior's classic theme, but still a good theme. All right. If you look at the episode of Dirty Work, what makes that episode intriguing in many ways, it's not just the plot, because yes, it's the 3 strikes formula. You're out. You got Thomas, Percy, and Emily, and James is basically coming back to help them out after he realizes that he was selfish and going to the castle on his own, right? But it's nice when he goes back and you have those wonderful variations of his season 8 theme as he's going to help each and every character. You see what I'm saying? So the music definitely helps to execute a certain message. That's where I'm enticed, beyond just the fact that it's model era Thomas and not CGI. See, it's an execution factor.
I really love the part in James's season 8 theme. And then James the Queen of Soda, where you get that
exactly. There you go. Exactly. Right. And the music fits as he's chugging down the line, right? You guys have to understand.
Okay, yeah,
right?
Season 12. I was going to defend my point.
Anyways, I apologize for the digression.
It was actually season 12 was actually distributed in the US, all of it. I found a lot of the episodes to be like better than a lot of season 10 and 11. And I don't know what it was, but like I really like, even though like there was obviously some character issues and like in Steady Eddie. I love Steady Eddie. Same with like Edward Strikes Out. Like Edward's out of character in both of those.
Yeah,
they're just fun episodes to watch, in my opinion. Because you get to see Rocky working and then the water wheel working. And I love Edward's rush to beat Gordon to the scrapyard.
And the theme is pretty fun too.
Yeah.
It's basically, look, this is where my musical intuitions come into play.
Yeah, he music's all him. I don't
but if you remember the episode Keeping Up with James, there's that theme. Bum, 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 bum.
Like that theme plays faster when it's James and Wade.
That theme comes back in season 12. When
he's is.
And they brought back the theme, when Edward and Gordon are racing to the smelter's yard, and I thought that was so cool, and those are factors, you don't really see a lot of fans talking about things like that, those are factors that really stick with certain people.
Yeah.
So
what else?
So I guess what I'm trying to say is you guys have to understand that a lot of Thomas's charm isn't just about the plots and the characters. It's about the execution, which involves more than just the plot. All right.
Let's see. What are the questions? Okay, let's not carry away. I'm not. Some of these were from a while ago, so context is kind of blown out of the water. Season 8 sucks. Season 8 is okay. Season 8 and 9 are okay, in my opinion.
Yeah. I know this was a hot take, but my favorite hit era season is actually season 9. I know this is crazy. A lot of people say it's season 8, and I get it.
So season 9 is better and worse in some aspects. Like The problem with season
Lucky
8.
Tug said season 9's better.
Did he?
He did.
I think he said he was better in some aspects, but worse in some aspects, which is basically what I'm trying to say.
Fair enough. But at the end, I think he actually said that he actually prefers season 9 over season 8 at the very end of his retrospective.
Trying to get validation here.
So,
but yeah, I don't know. They're kind of neck and neck for me because I hate the narrow gauge episodes in season 9.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
I love Mighty Mac. Mighty Mac,
yeah,
good.
Mighty Mac's good.
I don't like how in season 8. I don't like how focused it is on the main 8 characters. I wish they kind of let more side characters in.
And the issue also with season 8 is that I feel the pacing in many ways is a little too slow.
Slower, yeah.
If you ever look at the episodes in season 8, and I think it's just because they were getting warmed up to the new longer length of episodes, but the pacing, it feels a lot slower, and then as a result, it gets drier. Whereas in season 9, while the stories in many ways weren't as railway practical or as interesting in certain aspects, at the very least, what I appreciated was that I think the music improved. And the pacing overall became more fluid. That's where I like season 9.
I missed where it was, but somebody was like asking what our thoughts was on Legends Go. I've only seen one episode, and I don't care for it. I'm not like, I hate this so much anymore. I'm mellowed out over time.
Yeah.
I've just accepted the fact that this is what Thomas is going to be like, and well, I can't really do anything about it. It's not my thing.
Right.
If you like it, good for you.
Yeah. I think in my case, I was already so burnt out from what happened with Big World, Big Adventures, that I was almost kind of numb by the time All Engines Go was revealed. Because,
I think all of us were.
Because I already wasn't happy with what was happening beforehand. You see what I'm saying? So, because you already had one disaster, another disaster on top of that, it's like whatever, right? So.
Saddest episode of the CGI series was Shed for Edward. I can watch that episode if we just take out the ending.
Yeah.
Actually, I think the ending's actually okay if you don't watch the other seasons, because if you that seems in character for Edward to like mentor someone, but Philip at Wellsworth does not make any sense because he's the Knapford pilot.
Yeah.
Why is he all the way at Wellsworth? He's stationed at Wellsworth if he shunts trucks at Knapford. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
What else?
It's true.
Favorite hit scene? Oh, we already talked about that.
Yeah. Mine's 9, his is yours is 8, right?
I'm actually not sure.
Okay.
They're like neck and neck for me.
Interesting. Some good questions tonight.
Wait, someone. What's your favorite character from the CGI series? Probably Hero.
Yeah, Hero, definitely. Although Paxton is definitely up there too.
These two arguing is the best popcorn sit down. Yeah, I don't.
Wait, me and you?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
We're not arguing. We're just discussing, folks. But I don't know. Maybe I'm coming across a little abrasive. I apologize if that's the case.
I don't really care because I love it when people have different opinions.
Yeah. We're just getting a little heated. That's all. We're having a lot of fun here.
Yeah, I love talking about stuff. I'm still confused about what gave us. Who's better, Henry Gordon or James Gordon?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I do love Henry and James though. Honestly, the first 7 characters are probably, they're probably the best characters. I know people will say like Duck or Donald and Douglas, but like the first 7 characters, like just nostalgic to me.
Yeah.
So they've been there since the beginning. So I'm pretty, I think I did like a top 10 characters list.
Top 10 characters. Oh God, I gotta think about this.
I think I posted it on Twitter. Let me see. It was like a reply. I posted someone. Okay, yeah. So my top 10 characters are Gordon, Edward, Duke, Bill and Ben, Spencer. Oh, so Spencer was number 5, not Cranky. It'll probably change over time. Spencer, Cranky, James, Daisy, Henry, then Hero. Where's the stream? Here we go. Oh God, you posted an opinion on Twitter. Yeah, I'm not on Twitter. I look on there every now and then, but like I'm done with Twitter. Like, it's so stupid how he like heated people can get, and I just can't do it anymore. This was more questions. I enjoy talking. So, do you think Toad planned Scruffy's demise?
Toad planned Scruffy's demise.
Did Toad do a JFK assassination?
Bro, he stood by.
He did stand by. Huh, that's interesting. Toad planned to murder, canonically. That's interesting to think about. Which is better, The Adventure Begins or Thomas and the Magic Railroad? The Adventure Begins. Oh my god. Adventure Begins is flawed. I will give it that. It's still my second favorite Thomas movie.
Yeah, I can defend that. Yeah, definitely.
It is very flawed. Henry's the biggest part. Something that I feel like it was not talked about much was how the engine sheds had 7 berths instead of 6. Like, everybody was talking about the old shape Henry, but I mean, it was a CGI series, so I guess they didn't really care. Yeah, Twitter is a place where you find just nothing but problems.
Yeah. Good stuff. Any other interesting questions there?
The music was non-existent in CGI. Yeah, it was definitely not as memorable.
Yeah.
I actually think the Nitrogen era had some pretty good themes. Definitely not as memorable.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than the Bubba era. Oh my god, the Bubba era music is actual fecal matter. It is. The Bubba music sounds like it's coming out of a synthesizer's asshole.
Yeah.
It just sounds like farts.
Yeah, it's appalling.
Trying to scroll up because we might have. Because I feel like we missed. I might have been.
We missed another question.
Yeah, I'm trying to scroll up because I think we might have missed a couple of questions. Cause we were arguing about something and then we missed a couple of.
What was it about, like season 20 or something?
Yeah, we were arguing about season 20 because like here's the thing, because we were talking about back to season 20. For me, there's people who go to Thomas for good model work, good music. That's all good. I will never knock someone for that. Me, I just love seeing the characters and the stories they go through. So for me, that's what's most important. That's what makes it like 50% of like a good Thomas watching experience for me. Whereas someone else, that might just be like 25%. And they just care about models or music, which, I mean, hey, it's not.
Hello,
I'm not going to mock them.
Yeah. No, look, characters are important. I'm not saying they're not. But I think in my case, if I just care about characters, I might as well just watch a different show. You know what I mean? That's kind of my logic behind all this.
I think we're caught up. Thoughts on the Cold Fell?
Excellent concept.
Great concept. I know people kind of knock it a bit because it was just in one book, and how like Audrey literally just made an island of he literally just took a railway, one of every railway from Britain, and just put it on the island of Soder. I think that's just fun. In terms of the Two Faces thing, that's a little bit weird. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. And
I don't know what the point
right. And
was
to this day,
behind that.
You have to wonder, okay, so is it like if I'm speaking right now, there's another face behind me, it's also speaking simultaneously?
See, I think it's I have a theory. I think it's kind of like, how some cars have if you start reversing, it'll show a camera behind you.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're going backwards, as a Cold Fell engine, your front face will just kind of close their eyes, and then you'll kind of see out the backside.
Interesting.
So you're kind of changing visions.
Okay. I guess that's
my thought process.
I guess that's a less creepy way to think of it.
And in terms of the other engines, I don't know why Christopher. Maybe it wasn't Christopher. Maybe it was the artist. But in the Christopher Audrey books, Toby has 2 faces. Boko has 2 faces.
That's right. Boko has 2 faces.
Ugh.
Gosh.
Opinion on calling all engines.
Oh, nostalgic, but not the greatest special.
See, I actually, a while ago, before YouTube blocked it, I made a cut down version of calling all engines where I removed all the songs, all the learning segments, and I
My bad.
Sorry, no,
I
you're good.
gotta sit.
No,
down,
you're good.
man.
You're good.
My
You're
legs are aching.
Oh
shoot.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
No, it's all good.
I like cut down like all the filler. And it turned out okay. I like the concept of we have to overcome our differences. Let's cut the shit. Let's work together. I keep swearing too much. I am so sorry.
Good.
I'm trying to
learn what we made for kids.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to not swear as much these days, but sometimes I can't help myself. Yeah. It's I will say I do like this might be a hot take. I do like Calling All Legends better than Magic Railroad.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's the hot take.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that. Just for Diesel 10, but at the same time, I can understand one's feelings.
Yeah. So how does Mighty Mac work then? That's a good question because we were talking about the Two Faces thing.
Well, Mighty Mac are two.
Mighty Mac is pretty clear.
Yeah,
because they're two separate characters.
Yeah.
Peter, Sam, Duncan, or Sir Handel?
Peter, Sam, Duncan, or Sir Handel?
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's a hard one because I like all three of them.
Yeah. I think it's gonna depend. Duncan or Sir Handel. Just depends on my mood, really.
Yeah.
I think as a kid, I probably would have said Peter, Sam.
I like Peter Sam just because I like how he's just like a gullible little sweetheart.
Yeah. And I really liked his season 4 model when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was always into Peter Sam for some reason.
Sir Handel, I just because I love Steamroller.
Yeah.
And then Duncan just because he's always consistent.
Right.
I love his season 18 episodes too. Those are great.
Yes, they are. Just only his render were nicer.
Oh yeah. Thoughts on Blue Mountain Mystery? Third best Thomas movie.
Yeah, I can back that up. I think yeah.
Because you said what, like Great Discovery, Lost Treasure?
Yeah, well the thing is I don't think the Great Discovery is the best one, but it's
it's your favorite. Yeah.
So if we're talking about favorites, yeah, Blue Mountain Mystery is probably number 3.
Okay.
And I think Adventure Begins is number 4, Hero of the Rails is number 5. That's how I rank those.
I'd probably go Lost Treasure number 1, Adventure Begins number 2, Blue Mountain number 3, Hero of the Rails number 4, and then Great Discovery number 5. Which I pains me to put Great Discovery so low, but I just like the 4 others a little bit more.
Oh, that's fair.
Music slapped in Blue Mountain. Yes, it did.
Yeah,
I love the ending song in that one as well.
Yeah, and just overall, it was a very well executed and paced special.
Yeah. What episode do you like best from season 24?
Oh my god! Oh. Now we're getting into uncharted territory.
I guess the Great Little Railway Show.
Yeah.
That one's okay.
We'll just go with that. Yeah.
The Royal Engine as well was kind of fun.
What is that an episode? Do we consider that an episode, or
it's not a movie, so I guess I would consider it like a double length episode.
Then the Royal Engine.
Yeah, and you know what? Yang Bao and the Tiger was actually pretty good. I did watch that one. That one was actually okay.
I think I've ever seen that one. What happens in that one?
So it's actually like it's an origin story for Yang Bao.
Okay.
And because what separates it from every other Bubble episode is that it's actually about a character.
Okay.
Not like doing Taekwondo or something like that.
Stereotypical.
Okay. I know we were talking about episodes I haven't seen in 10 and 11 earlier. Dude, there is like, I've only seen like 2 or 3 international episodes from season 23 to 24. Have you seen any like international episodes? Like
I think I saw, what was the one with the...
I watched the first one.
What was the one with the pink troublesome van? I don't even know if it was a troublesome van.
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know. I think it was when Thomas was in China and there was like a van with a face, and I thought it was a troublesome van, but I think the van actually wasn't troublesome.
Yeah.
And it might have been female, and she like went off the track. I forgot what this episode was. Probably someone from the track could help me out. But it was weird because the van was, I think, actually in fact more supportive than anticipated, but I don't know.
Yeah,
it was strange.
I remember watching the first one just because it was the first one and I want to see how it was. I think it was like Number One Engine was what it was called. Didn't really like it.
Yeah.
There was like a season 23 episode where like Thomas was talking about missing Percy. I only found out about that one just because I read on the I was looking on the wiki because I wanted reference pictures for the Chinese dragon.
Yeah.
And it looks in the list of episodes. It says he was mentioned in that one.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh wow, he's in it. I was like, no, he's just like Thomas was just like, one time me and Percy took a dragon to like a fair or something. I watched that one, and then the Young Bao one, which we talked about already.
Yeah.
It was the worst character in general. We've already answered that one. Thomas learns Tai Chi. Thoughts on Hunt the Truck? That's the best Boba era episode. Right there. I did an adaptation of it.
Yeah. Hunt the Truck.
With
now Bachman's making that truck.
They are. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We are at 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Wow.
We probably want to think about cutting this off at like the 3 hour mark.
Yeah. So folks,
if you have any final questions, we'll be here. Boba is a disgrace to what Audrey made. It is. Thoughts on Tale of the Brave?
It's a good special, but
it's
not,
all right.
But not my favorite. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know this is an unpopular opinion, and because I know I have friends who put Tale of the Brave at the very top, and it's understandable.
Really?
Yeah,
at the very top.
At the very
above
top.
Lost Treasure.
I have two friends who have Tale of the Brave as number one.
Okay.
All right, and you know who you are if you're watching this. And look, while I support their viewpoints because they are valid points, for me, just Percy's persona, James's persona, it's too much. And look, I understand that it was catered more towards young kids. I understand. And I understand the whole idea of Gator going away and everything for it to being very difficult, for someone. I like factors like that.
Missing Gator was a good season 18 episode.
And Missing Gator is a great episode.
I would just like to add that.
As a follow-up to that special. But overall, that special to me is not the most memorable. It's not the most touching. I put Hero of the Rails above that personally. All right.
Me too. Yeah.
And again, I understand.
It's like number 6.
I understand there's those of you out there who completely disagree with me, and that's okay. I support you. I don't hate you, and I understand your points. But I think because Percy is just so all over the place in that movie, and a lot of the songs in that movie, in my opinion, are very phony, and that's just my opinion.
I will disagree with you. Okay, the Let's Be Brave song is kind of dumb. I love the Our Tale of the Brave. That's a great song. Okay, I love the extended version of that one too.
I think it's the Monsters Everywhere song.
Oh, that one's good. I like that one.
That? Okay,
it's so like creepy and foreboding.
Yeah.
And the instrumental at the beginning too. That one's so like it's like a smooth jazz. I love it.
Okay.
I kind of share the similar opinion in terms of the special. I share similar opinions. I feel like it's a good story.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little too character driven in my opinion, to where there's like there's not, besides the character's actions, it's not really anything else going on. Like nothing else, like nothing they're going through is pertaining to like what's going on Sodor or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So and I mean it is a good like confidence building story. I really actually my favorite Thomas quote is from that movie where what's the quote? Being brave is about being brave isn't the same about not feeling scared. Being brave is about what you do, even when you do feel scared. I love that quote.
It's a great quote. And one of my friends actually did mention that quote to me too. And I can understand. That's a very touching quote. No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. And it's an important moral for anyone.
Yeah,
really.
Absolutely. Thoughts on King of the Railway? Okay, so this is the special right before that.
Yeah.
It's a fine movie.
It's an okay movie.
It's okay.
I actually rank Tale of the Brave a little higher than that one.
Yeah, it's a little higher. It's I mean, I actually think it would actually work kind of well as a Railway series book because because it's a bunch of like little plots kind of sort of like threaded together.
Yeah.
That it kind of reminds me of that, and especially with the history, it mentions King Godred, like the Holy Hell engine. What?
Right.
So yeah, and it's a very special day. That's a good
song. It's a good song. Gotcha.
What got you both into modeling? I hated the Bachman Oliver. That's what got me into modeling. And that's why I started to make actually, it was probably the Unlucky Tugs Trains videos. I loved watching how he like made all his models.
Well, does he just mean custom modeling, or does he mean just getting into like the hobby altogether?
He just says modeling, so I guess modeling like your layout would be something if you want to talk about that.
Okay. Yeah, I think it was just, before we had the sort of layout in our basement, my father had a layout in his parents' basement. And I remember as a kid just looking at the model trains and just being so fascinated by the scenery and the artistry and the craftsmanship that went into all of that. And I thought to myself, how cool would it be? Because I knew at the time there were Bachman and Hornby Thomas parts that I was discovering, when I was kind of in the later years of elementary school. Mm-hmm. And I was starting to phase out of wooden railing, which was my primary go-to, line when I was a kid. And I remember going to Trainland and seeing all the Bachman products on the shelf, and then going online and seeing videos by UK modelers who used Hornby, like I just said. And then I was like, okay, putting two and two together, this is actually doable. I could probably, start to build up my collection, make a layout based on scenery that looks kind of like what was on my father's layout as well as on the show. And then it all worked out from there, because my father, too, was very fascinated by the artistry and the scenes from the older Thomas seasons.
Yeah.
The coastal route, the fishing village, a lot of the narrow gauge scenes, and even like Tidman sheds and yard, more of the yard-like scenes. Put all that together, and, it's amazing what one can do.
Pretty much, yeah. This guy asks, is it a dumb move making a teaser for my series that won't be in production until I have the props and sets, which will take an estimated 8 years? Don't do that. Here's the thing. Let's say if I made a teaser for, I was kind of teasing it, like, as I was posting, like, behind the scenes stuff. I wouldn't tease stuff that you don't know is going to do well or happen. I would just say, just make whatever you're going to make. Just upload that and see what the reaction is from there. Like, when I upload the first episode for Sort of Between the Lines, I didn't think that was going to get 10,000 views in the first 2 days.
Yeah.
That was amazing. But it happens. But that's because I just did it. Mm-hmm. I didn't tease it or anything. Know. I didn't even post it to Instagram or Twitter that I was uploading it.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
Yeah, so I've been watching Sort of Between the Lines because I'm filming for a DVD style video with Bachman for my channel. Oh, that's cool. CGI movie songs either suck or slap. Yes, that's true.
They're either really good or really suck.
Yeah, that's honestly Thomas as a whole. When Thomas is good, it's really good, but when Thomas is bad, it's really bad.
Yeah. That's fair.
How would you fix Misty Island Rescue? Would it even be the same movie?
Right. You don't fix it at all. You just get rid of it.
I guess maybe not have a tunnel that goes underwater.
Yeah.
That was the most confusing part. Okay, maybe not have a whole ship full of logs, and then when you unload them, it's only like 3 flatbeds worth. Maybe don't send 3 of your engines to go to Misty Island when there's literally a tunnel that goes there. Why are you sending 3 of your engines, one of which is your Top Link Express engine, to go look for this one train that you don't even know is going to be there? So I guess I do like the idea of having like a separate logging railway. Mm-hmm. I guess it's kind of cool, but I don't know, man. Maybe instead of a tunnel, do like a really long bridge. I guess. Mm-hmm. I don't know, but there's a lot of nonsensical stuff in that.
No, that's
who's better, Rex, Mike, or Bert? That's a good question. I mentioned I really like Mike earlier.
Yeah, I mean, Mike,
all of them I love, honestly. Yeah. They all have really distinct personalities.
Yeah, I like all of them myself. But Useful Railways probably my favorite of like the classic 3 episodes. So just for that, I'll probably say Rex. However, as a kid, I would have probably said Mike just because
the wooden railway.
Yeah, he had the most merchandise.
Actually, my favorite is probably Tit for Tat. I just love how the Reverend and Teddy Boston are in there.
It's a good one. They're all great.
Yeah.
And it would have been interesting to see how Al Croft and David Mitton would have handled episodes like that within 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah. Get rid of Bash, Dash, and Ferdinand. In terms of Misty Island, I actually think they're the most likable part of that movie. Ironically, because everybody hates them. What's Bachman's best Thomas spot? We already mentioned that. I said Ryan. I think Ryan was the best. I think my favorite. I don't know actually. Yeah, I guess Brian. Let's see. Christian B, who's your favorite composer? Mine is Brian Tyler.
Just composer in general, or like for
they said best composer or favorite composer.
So. Well, I study primarily classical music, so I mean, I've been doing a lot of Charles Ives, which is a 20th century composer, but I mean, can never go wrong with Frederick Chopin. I mean, if you Chopin is, and by the way, for those of you who may not be familiar, Chopin is spelled Chopin. All right, so obviously he's known for romantic piano music. I think that's just some of the most spiritual music you'll ever encounter. So Frederick Chopin is probably my go-to overall. However, other favorites, of course, I love Mozart, I love Beethoven. Those are more popular composers who I'm sure you have all heard about. But also I like Brahms and Schumann. Again, just more dramatic romanticism that just really enhances anyone's soul. So definitely, if you're looking into studying or getting into different kinds of music, look into some German or Polish romanticism, and you'll realize that there's much more that meets the eye. So
he says very fancy. Ryan or Arthur? I think Arthur probably. Yeah. Arthur. I mean, I love the tune.
And I'm sorry, just because of nostalgia. But although I will say Ryan is an excellent CGI
Ryan's a good character. Right? I actually have a 2MT right here, which I do plan on turning into Arthur. Yeah, look at this guy. Mm-hmm. My plan for this actually is to before I turn into Arthur, make an adaptation of Thomas and the Special Letter, where instead of like Boko, Bill and Ben, and all of them, I had just a bunch of BR engines going by. Mm-hmm. Why does everybody who does the Thomas series always go for realism? Nowadays, if you go for unrealistic, everybody talks bad about your series. I don't mean unrealistic like age, anyways.
Unrealistic in what way though? Like,
well, here's realism is a huge part of Thomas. The only unrealistic part about Thomas is the fact that they have faces, and I think you can be unrealistic, if it's done tastefully. Like Thomas and the Jet Engine, I feel like that's unrealistic, but like it's a great episode. Mm-hmm. Or like even the CGI series, the engines, like the drivers aren't really as like involved in their actions or feelings as much, but I feel like they work still. Mm-hmm. It just depends on how you go about it. I don't think if you have Thomas like jumping off the tracks and like farting out rainbows, like I don't think that series is going to do too well. So, I mean, I just do what you want, man. I do what I want with my series. So, is that a Scotsman model? And I see in the background of stuff. Can you see? So yeah, this is actually my. Yes and no, actually. So this is actually my custom Great Northern Railway Gordon. So he was made from a Hornby Flying Scotsman. And his running number is 1469, which is before 1470, which is Great Northern's number. So, yeah. Oh, getting tired. We have 8 minutes left.
Alrighty, folks. 8 minutes. Get your final questions in. And then afterwards, we're going to watch anime.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, and anyone who's interested in anime, what are your favorite shows this year? And it doesn't have to be a new show.
Yeah.
For those of you who may be familiar with anime, but if you're not, that's okay.
Christian V, get Christian P on Thomas Tuesday. I actually was on Thomas Tuesday. I think it was June
of last year.
Of last year, yeah.
Although he will be back.
I will be back someday. I want to extend my layout first before I'm back, though.
Yeah.
And maybe get a couple more episodes of Sort of Between the Lines out.
Yeah, the plan is to extend this room.
So the idea is basically there'll be a whole wraparound. So basically from this wall section, there'll be like a giant board here.
Nice.
And so like the sheds will be over there. There'll be like a huge station here. Be like a goods yard here. And then right here, there's going to be like a lift. So I can pop in and out of there.
Gotcha. So and actually back here.
Yeah, so this viaduct piece will actually go right here.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this is going to go across and connect the two pieces.
Stay tuned, folks. Layout expansion coming.
So yeah, I would love to be back on Thomas Tuesday. Thoughts on Dudley? Dudley, the so Dudley is a character who was it's a fan series called Dudley. Not a fan series, it was a custom I say custom. What am I trying to say? It was a story railway series S book written about a steam engine named Dudley. And he had some interactions with Bear. So and he's basically an evil steam engine, which I really liked the story when it came out. I feel like a lot of fans though are kind of overhyping him a lot. Like he feels like a lot. I feel like people are making like, oh, he's like this greatest character ever.
Who was the creator of Dudley?
The Barry Truck.
The Barry Truck. Okay.
So he's written a bunch of fan series. I really like his writing though.
Yeah. No. Honestly, I haven't seen many of his episodes, but I really should take the time to sit down.
But I mean, he doesn't like make episodes, but he writes episodes and people just adapt them.
Gotcha.
So
cool.
I think it was Don't Cross Duck was another one he wrote that people adapted. Yeah. What do you think of the Hoarded Lori episode? That's a great episode.
Yeah, like I said before, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah. Next live video, can you show us each of your models and then we ask questions and you answer them before moving on? That's kind of what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
If you want to see. Yeah, I mean, I'll show them again. If you wanted to see them. Yeah. So yeah, and this is probably gonna be like, this is probably like gonna be a once every 2 years or like this is just happenstance that we both met up. So
honestly, I contacted this guy like a week ago.
Yeah,
a week.
It was kind of
a little over a week ago.
Yeah,
but still,
yeah.
Like, and I was like, I'm heading to North Carolina. I don't think I could do 12 hours in one day, as far as the car ride is concerned or driving is concerned. So it would be possible if I could meet up and then possibly even stay over. And he was very kind enough to just hit me up, and and everything worked out. So here I am, and now we're doing this live stream. So
yeah, I would love to go and see his layout one day.
Yeah, please do. Please do drive up.
Next time there's like a fan event over there, I might, or if I'm in the area somehow.
Definitely.
What else? Favorite class of locomotive. I love the Q1s, which for those of you know is the basis for Neville.
That's a good one.
The Adams radial tank is great, and then A1s and A4s, Grizzly designs. What about you?
Yeah, no, A1s and A4s are classics, Gordon, Spencer, and all that. But I love Stephanie's design, the Terrier.
Oh, the Terriers, those are great.
Just the way they're sized, the way they're proportioned.
Is that Bear? Yes. We show off Bear. He is a Helgen class 35. He's D3 custom face. Yeah, he runs. The Helgen diesels run so like they smooth as butter.
Yeah.
How big is TerenceTheTractor525's layout? You said like 15 by 16, roughly?
Something like around there, yeah.
Yeah.
15 feet by 16 feet. Although there is like that narrow gauge extension in the corner, so it's a little bit bigger than that, I suppose.
If you had a Thomas YouTuber, who would you like to meet? I guess the Unlucky Tug. I'd like to shake hands with that guy.
I would say the same thing.
I don't know what else we would. I mean, he seems. I don't think he'd be like what's the word? Pretty sure like fans would like surround him a lot if he was at like a convention or something.
Yeah. I would say Unlucky Tug, and then I think any of the really, really old YouTubers, like Captain Punjab or like Spark Shot or who's another one, Miss Oliver and Blossom, people like that.
Yeah, here's the thing: Thomas YouTubers aren't celebrities, so like if you see them at an event, like you can go say hi. Like I know Enterprising.
Absolutely, yeah. I've met with him several times.
Yeah. I'd like to meet him too.
Yeah.
KikaRay24. Thomas Wooden Railway.
Yeah.
He was my childhood, man. I loved his videos.
Dude, watching his episodes. He used to upload all the time. Episodes. God.
Yeah.
Part of me just wants, when I get back to North Carolina, to just bring out all my old Wooden Railway stuff and just make a massive layer, just for the hell of it.
Ooh, Diesel D199 is a great one as well. Leo Kim Video. Ooh, I would love to meet him.
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome.
Seems like a swell guy. What's your favorite anime? Currently watching Transformers Armada and Speed Racer.
Here we go.
One Piece, bro.
One Piece.
Yeah, bro. Rest in peace, Porcus DAs. Yeah, that's Full Metal Alchemist is another great one. I could go on, but
Full Metal Fumofu?
No, Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay.
Okay. You're
my turn?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
All right. Well, I like One Punch Man.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, I've seen
like
the first
that
season
one.
of that.
But lately, I've really liked my Spy Family or One Spy Family.
Spy Family's great.
Spy Family?
Yeah.
And also the really new one, Furin, the one with the elf.
Furin, I want to watch that one.
Furin?
I still need to watch that.
That is fantastic. All right, folks. If you haven't seen Furin, watch that.
I gotta watch that. I gotta watch that.
All right? Yeah, I mean, it's probably just the Japanese in me, but I find an anime very enticing and entertaining. Well worth the time.
Okay, which Maithwaite station was that? This is the Bachman resin one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic model.
It is.
Why Bachman got that out of the line is beyond us. But please, 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 if you find that, get it, because it's a fantastic model and you will not regret the purchase. Yeah. So.
Okay, we have just hit 3 hours. Let's do one final big question.
One final big question.
Yeah.
A 3-parter.
Hit us with your best shot, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting pretty late. 10:39. God, I did not think it was getting that late.
I'm here, so if you have to be a little sleep deprived tomorrow, it's okay.
Yeah, I have to be at work at 8 o'clock tomorrow.
All right. What time do you get up, by the way?
Like,
you get to work?
Usually I get up at 6:45.
6:45. Okay.
And then I'm like, oh, cool, I woke up on time, and then I'll sleep for another 45 minutes.
Okay. Gotcha. I'll probably be up at 7 tomorrow because I think I told you I want to be on the road by 8. So.
Okay. Okay, we'll do these last two. What got y'all into trains?
Mm-hmm.
Thomas, I guess. That's a simple answer, I guess. Do you prefer Bachman or Hornby? Probably the one that's still in production.
Yeah,
Bachman.
Yeah. I used to say, same thing. Obviously, Thomas got me into trains, but as far as Bachman or Hornby, I used to say it was a tie between the two.
Yeah.
But I would say probably today now it's Bachman.
Yeah.
Bachman has surpassed Hornby just because they're still around, and now look, they've done resin buildings, they've done narrow gauge, they've done. Oh my goodness.
I was about to say, look at Ryan, but I dropped Oliver. Fuck.
Oh. Is he broken?
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
Fuck.
Way to end the live stream, Christian P.
Oh, I broke Oliver. Okay, I can include that. That shouldn't be too bad.
Okay. Just make sure the model runs.
No, I mean, he runs like crap anyway.
Right.
I was planning on redoing him at some point when somebody makes a decent 1400, which Dapple are coming out with a new one, but it's Dapple. And the way Hornby re-released their new one, I watched Sam's Trains review on it. It was abysmal the way it worked. Oh, and its funnels clear too. Fuck. How did that even happen? Man.
They probably were just too close, or you just knocked it back.
Damn, I'm upset now. I'll have to take a look at that.
Good. That means you have enough energy to watch anime with me after this.
Yeah.
Anyways, but I was just gonna say, just to close it off, the fact that they're now even doing HO figures. I mean, come on. Bachman's now covered every Tori. The only thing they haven't done, other than do maybe O scale, because I know Lionel still has the rights for that. The only thing they haven't done is maybe do a Thomas model with smoke coming out of the funnel.
That would be cool.
Something like that. Other than that, I mean, I think they've covered all bases: resin buildings, narrow gauge, and scale. Now going to the UK to sell their products, right? And now the HO figures. What haven't they done? So these days, I think maybe post 2015, Bachman has surpassed Hornby. But pre 2015, I probably would have said it was a tie between the two ranges.
Okay. One final question. Favorite Thomas OO YouTuber? Caleb Train.
TerenceTheTractor525.
Okay. I said Caleb Train. I really liked his. I think it was him that did the Down the Mine adaptation. That one was great.
Yeah, Caleb Train is a huge inspiration of mine too, and I got a chance to meet with him last summer too, which was awesome. But other favorites, really just other guys.
Silverband. I love Silverband's. What's it called?
Thomas
and the Rail Tours. Yeah. I love that series.
Silverband. God.
I like the train modeler.
The train. I was going to say the Busted Buffers crew. All of them. They're all awesome.
Thomas the Tank Man 111's great.
Yeah. Brendan Reyes 10.
Brendan Reyes 10. Yes.
Yeah.
Can't forget. I think those are all the big boys right there.
Yeah. Well, there's more. There's more.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's
all the OGs, you know, but
yeah,
a lot
that I
of them
don't
aren't
know
really.
about.
A lot of them really aren't around anymore, unfortunately. But you know.
All right. Well, I think that's a good note to end the stream off on. I'm pretty fucking tired right now. I need more water as well.
I would like another bottle myself. I appreciate that.
All right. Marvin Jerry, yeah, I like his stuff too.
Yes.
Okay, Doug.
Doug Blaine?
Yeah, Doug Blaine. I mean, I guess he is.
Yeah, Doug Blaine is the man.
Yeah.
Right. But remember that Ken is king.
Yeah. All right. Well.
All right, folks.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in, folks.
I mean, even though we didn't have a little, excuse me, I'm talking over words. Even though we didn't have a big turnout of people, like it's still fun interacting with you guys.
Yeah,
would love to do this again. I'm not sure what circumstances I would be in to stream again, but I mean, maybe I'll like do a modeling stream at some point.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.